What's up, everybody? How are you doing? Liam Blutman here. That music's still going. That's great. Okay. Liam Blutman here with our good friend Andrew Wilson. What's up, Andrew? How are you doing?
Doing good. Tired after a long day, but ready to talk some NFL draft Senior Bowl preview.
Yeah, very long day. Our good friend Andrew is out there in Mobile, Alabama right now covering the Senior Bowl for us. He's going to be on the scene all week in Alabama doing tons of great things. We'll have nightly recap streams all this week leading up to the Senior Bowl game. We'll be talking about practices and all that stuff. Today, there's not much to talk about on your behalf, is there?
Not much. Went to go downtown. Beautiful downtown, by the way. Just never. By the way, I've never seen the ocean. Never been in the South. It's amazing. Just the scene. Being from Minnesota and actually seeing live water this time of year, beautiful.
Nuts.
But
Oh, that's crazy.
nothing much on Senior Bowl side. We got measurements today, but outside of that, just looking forward to first practices tomorrow.
Yeah, a lot of I guess you could say winners from the measurements today. And I mean, Christian Watson tested like a absolute freak today, the receiver from North Dakota State. And then our guy Trevor Penning, offensive tackle from Northern Iowa, had a stellar measurement day. uh Want to talk about your boy Trevor Penning?
Trevor Penning, man, what is it with me in Northern Iowa tackles? 6'6", 3/8, if I'm remembering correctly, somewhere in the 330s, if I'm remembering correctly. Haven't looked at them in a second, but Trevor Penning, he already had high stock. It's only getting higher. It's only getting higher. By now, it's going to the moon. As the people that know about crypto and that kind of stuff, go to the moon with Trevor Penning.
Hello, Hunter, over there on Twitch. What's up, man? Good to see you. Yeah, Trevor Penning is a monster. We were both big fans of Spencer Brown last year. He had a pretty dang good rookie season for the Bills. With Penning, was he 6'6", 330 or whatever? As you
Yeah.
would say, he is a behemoth, and he's a guy that us two and Eric Edholm, who were big fans of, good friends with, he was all over him early on too, was talking about him back in the week 1 of the college football season as a first round pick. He's probably a top 25 walk right now. I know in our most recent mocks, we both had him 25th to the Bengals. That's not happening. Those fellas are in the dang Super Bowl. That's crazy. But yeah, we're both huge fans of Penning, and his first day there in Mobile went as strong as it could go. He could really be a top 15 pick, and that's fantastic to see. Hello to everybody in the chat as well. Good to see y'all. Good friend Eric, what's up, Lion Rumble 81? How are you doing?
Yeah, I want to touch on what you just said. Trevor Penning, right now, we both had him 25. First off, he's not going 25. He's going higher. Bengals aren't picking 25 unless they trade up. I really think he has a chance to solidify himself not only as top 15, but he could be like one of the first 3 or 4 tackles off the board. Probably 4, maybe 3 if, a lot of stuff happens. But, I mean, how he's tested, if he has a good week of practices and at the game, he really can't fall. It would be mind-boggling for me to see him fall past 20. I'm trying to think of the current draft order, but think of a team like Pittsburgh. They could use a lineman. I mean, Arizona maybe. Dallas, they're getting old. Even though they're at 24, they'd be lucky to get them. So, and then you know what? Baltimore, you never know. They could always use offensive linemen. I mean, offensive lineman in that offense, Trevor Penning. Oh, or maybe throw it out there. LA.
LA who? I know, the Chargers. Definitely not the Rams. They don't have a first pick until 2039. But yeah,
but hey, they might get a ring out of it.
Was it worth it? Yeah. No, but Penning there too. We were talking earlier. He could surpass Charles Cross as one of the first offensive tackles taken. That's pretty cool to see for a Northern Iowa kid. We both put out some draft risers today. Unfortunately, there were some dropouts, so we kind of had to shuffle our boards. But I don't know. You want to talk about one of your one of the guys that you expect to rise here this week at the Senior Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, first, I'm really upset we're not going to see James Cook. I wanted to see James Cook so badly. Dynamic running back, dynamic receiver. You can use him out of the backfield or you can line him out wide. Super fun to watch. Going to be unfortunate to not see him, but you know what? Hopefully he made the best decision for himself, which he probably believes, which is a good thing. But one of the biggest risers I've heard from a few people, one guy I've been high on since the 2020 national championship, Fidarian Mathis, the defensive lineman for Alabama. I've been screaming it all year. Fidarian Mathis is a first-round talent with that pass rush ability. He's flexible, strong. I don't know how you can't love him.
Yeah, you're the biggest fan of Fidarian Mathis, I know. Man, speaking of James Cook, it is pretty dang unfortunate that he's not going to be out there, because that's someone that, you know, in a weaker running back draft class, he's someone that really could have ended up as that potential RB1. Personally, not on my board because of a kid at the Shrine Bowl, but James Cook's receiving ability was really going to help him out a lot. And as we saw with Eric Edholm today, he listed James Cook as not only a running back, but also a receiver. And that's going to be more of a common trend in the era of the NFL that we're heading in. Kind of like, you know, the opposite of Debo, I guess, with his receiver and then running back thing. But not James Cook is such a deadly receiver. And these Georgia running backs don't really get that opportunity to shine each and every single one of their vast skill set, right? Because there's 19 running backs on Georgia's roster that all get touches, it seems like, and they're all really, really good. They all split so many reps, and James Cook kind of fell under the radar a bit. And to not be able to see him this week, pretty unfortunate. But you know what can you do? Someone else that we're both very high on, receiver Khalil Shakir, Boise State, felt like he's kind of I don't feel like he's gotten the extreme amount of love he's deserved from NFL draft fans. Us college football fans were all over this kid all season long, and you know, the last 2 seasons as well. Like he's been a mainstay in that Boise State offense. He's been electric, dynamic after the catch. He's made incredible catches. His tracking skills are really good. A surgical route runner. This is a guy that we both see rising up after a great Senior Bowl week. What can you tell us about Khalil?
2 things pop out when you're watching Khalil Shakir. Number one is his ability getting contested catches. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're in front of him, behind him, to the side, if you're on top of him, or if you're committing pass interference. He's going to catch that football. He's going to find a way. He's going to get 1 foot in at the next level, 2, and he's going to make you look like a fool. You know, you're going to be on Moss on Monday Night Football. Randy Moss is going to be talking about you and talking about Khalil Shakir. Second thing is his ability after the catch. The analogy I use is it's harder to tackle Khalil Shakir in the open field than it is to catch a bar of soap in the shower. You're trying to fumble it, and you can't catch it. Like, it's impossible. But you know what's more impossible? Tackling Khalil Shakir. He's going to get past you one way or another.
That's a pretty dang good analogy right there. Of course, Andrew bringing the analogies and the puns. Our good friend Phi Cowboy over on Twitch wondering why Kenny Pickett didn't get his hands measured. He's the one dude that was out there at measurement day today that decided, not letting y'all see my hands. And he did show us his hands. He's double jointed, apparently, which for some reason was the reason he used to not get his hands measured today. I'm not sure how that works. I feel like he could have done it. You're kind of just all telling us you got baby hands. That's kind of what you're telling us right now. What do you make of Kenny Pickett being afraid of getting his hands measured?
I'm not a doctor. I can neither confirm nor deny that there are drills that you do with your hands or exercises that make them seem bigger. Maybe there are, maybe there aren't. I'm no medical professional, so I can't comment on that. But from the common perspective, it does kind of look like he doesn't want them released right now. He would rather them released in the combine time when he has to get them measured, which is what, the first week of March this year.
Yeah, so this dude's banking on his hands to grow.
I mean, once again, I don't know. I'm not a hands doctor, whatever.
Really?
Whatever you call hand doctors, I'm not one. But it does kind of look bad, but I can also
It's so
kind
weird.
of
It's just
understand if
weird.
that is a thing.
I
Because
guess
he wants them to look as big as possible, because that's going to prevent his stock from falling. Because some teams may value hand size to the extent where they may put another quarterback ahead of him. But at the end of the day, I know nothing about the anatomy of the human hand.
Okay, well, that's very fair. Thank you for being honest. If I ever need to get my hands checked out by a doctor, I'm not calling you up. I know that for a fact. Kind of sticking with the measurement thing here, because that's kind of what the big ordeal was of Senior Bowl today. Christian Watson had a monster showing for his measurements, and let me just see. Yeah, he has size 10 hands. That's pretty cool, eh? Kenny is very jealous.
There are quite a few receivers that Kenny Pickett is jealous of.
But he will get to be throwing to some of these guys. So that's
quite possible.
But yeah, Christian Watson is going to be a receiver to watch here. Probably on day 2. Maybe he gets into that late round 2 talk, but kind of targeting him in that middle of the 3rd round area. I hopefully doesn't fall to the 4th round, but this is somebody that we really need to watch. He had a pretty dang good FCS playoff. He's had an illustrious NDSU career, as one does. You go to NDSU and you come back home after you're done and graduate. You come back home with like 8 national titles every time. So good on him. But it's someone you need to look out for. He checked in at 6'4", 70. I am so bad at reading this stuff. Gosh, why am I reading the numbers? Dyscalculia is showing up. Whatever. He tested very well, is what I'm saying. And Andrew, if you'd like to speak more on Christian Watson, please go ahead.
I only need one word: big. Okay. He's a big receiver.
Yeah.
He tested very well. Yeah, he's definitely a potential riser into that 3rd round, most likely. Slight off chance 2nd, but this is still a loaded draft class, so we got a lot of time.
It's apparent you were looking for an orthopedic doctor, by the way. What is an orthopedic doctor? For 300 was the correct answer. Yeah,
foot doctor.
Nice.
No, that's a podiatrist. Or is that?
I'm not a doctor. I'm not doing this. We're here to talk NFL Draft Senior Bowl. Come on, man. Yeah, D, if you got something to say, go ahead, man. Calvin Austin, he was listed at 5'9" all season. He checked in at 5'7", which, be honest, he didn't look one bit of 5'9" all season long. He's a small guy, but he did put on weight. It looks like he put on like 11 to 15 pounds. So that's pretty good for him.
Yeah, I'm not really too worried about height with Calvin Austin. That's not really my biggest concern. Going from 5'9" to 5'7", like Rondale Moore, 5'6", right?
Something like that. I'll tell you, smaller than Rondale Moore is Wan'Dale Robinson. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy, but Wan'Dale was so fun to watch, especially against Iowa.
Yeah, way to get that in there.
I had to.
Dia asking, player that moved up your board today, Andrew, with your good old nickname.
Yeah, okay. That's a tough one. You can definitely look Watson. I'm going to talk up a guy, Troy Anderson, linebacker, also running back, also quarterback for the Montana State Bobcats. So versatile. Checked in at, I believe, 6'3" and 6'3" and 2/8, 242, 938 hands, 77.5 wing. Watch him, please. Go watch some Montana State games. Watch Troy Anderson and just pick your jaw up off the ground, because that's where it's going to be.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching him in Montana State's run to the FCS championship this year, where they lost the powerhouse NDSU. He was pretty fun to watch. Was cool to find out about his running back background when I was watching him in the playoffs.
Oh,
yeah,
we have
so
breaking news via Phi Cowboy.
yeah, so I thought he might have been trolling, but nah, he was definitely not trolling.
Okay, to be fair, we have to wait for a second source.
It is Schefter. It is
But
Adam Schefter breaking
that's big news. That is big news.
Yeah, that's crazy. So
Jackson Kirkland before his injury was he could have gone day 2 easy.
Yeah, he would have been in that top 50 conversation for sure.
Yeah.
I know at some points there was talk about late first round, and he's an incredible player. So it's an ankle injury that he suffered while at UW that's going to keep him out, and apparently is more severe than originally thought, says Mr. Schefter, and he's having surgery tomorrow and expects a full recovery. But that's massive. Like that's one offensive lineman gone. That's pushing other people up the board now. That what if there was a team banking on taking an offensive tackle, maybe in that top 50 spot, like where Kirkland was probably going to go, and they still want to go offensive tackle, could be reaching for someone else now. You never know.
The thing is, with the talent in this tackle class, it's kind of tough for me to see many reaches.
That's very fair. The offensive tackle class is
like say he goes in the second round. I mean, I don't think Kennard's on the board. I don't think Falele's on the board. Raymond's definitely not on the board. Maybe Braxton Jones is your next pick from Southern Utah. I know a guy you really like, Liam.
Yeah, he was playing at 6'7" all year, and now he's 6'5", so that kind of stinks.
And I mean, I think some people have looked at him as a guard, so you could then look at like Cole Strange of Chattanooga. Yeah, then you're kind of picking straws at guard, but tackle, you're set.
Yeah, so with the whole JMO thing, I think, an ACL injury is still severe and everything, but kind of with how we're trending, it's not the end of the world like it used to be. It's not as disastrous as it used to be. Like, these guys are making full recoveries all the time with the great surgeries they're getting, I guess, and they're putting in the work to get back on the field and be all good and chilling. But with a guy like Jackson Kirkland, who, fringe top 50 pick, ankle injury, that's huge for him because of his just straight up footwork out there at offensive tackle, and he could come back slower, and we don't know how he's going to be now. Obviously, I said full recovery, but there's no reason for him to risk going in like the 4th or 5th round when he could give it another shot next year, show that he's fully healthy, and get that potential second round pick that he was vying for this year.
What I'll say is George Pickens injured his ACL in March, and he played in the college football playoff.
Yeah,
I think Jamo's fine when it comes to like when he'll play.
Yeah, I think he's chilling as well. And then obviously the Achilles injury with Cam Akers, he came back a week later, which is it's insane.
Modern medicine is generational.
Know who's generational?
Oh, who?
Andrew Mevis. You didn't think I was going to say kicker? Yeah, I got you there. I don't even know where I was going to go with that.
I thought you were going to go Carson.
Yeah, I know you did. That's why I was going to say Zappy.
I mean, you could have gone him too. I would not have been surprised either way.
Dude, you want to talk quarterbacks? Anybody
we can talk
quarterbacks for a bit? Look, this is a huge opportunity for these kids that are playing quarterback this week. 6 of them here. And it's the biggest week of their lives. This is massive for them. You can skyrocket up draft boards with a strong week at Senior Bowl, especially as a quarterback, because of how important that position is. You could really just skyrocket up a board. You could be a guy that's out there in the second round. You could be going top 10 after this week, it's so vital. If you have a bad week, you're that's a lasting image, I'll say, that is going to be on the NFL teams for a good while, and they're going to have this bad week at the Senior Bowl in their heads, and they're maybe not going to want to draft you and prioritize someone else over you. So we can't stay enough how important this week is for quarterbacks. And as we kind of spoke to, it didn't start so good with Kenny Pickett cowering away from the hand measurement, but your boy will play good this week, won't he?
He will. For those who don't know, I've been on the Kenny Pickett train all season, so I definitely take credit for that. But one quarterback that I don't feel like we're talking enough about is the latest quarterback addition, Sam Howell. American team getting Sam Howell, so their quarterback roster is now Malik Willis, Bailey Zappi, and Sam Howell. I mean, come on, that's just unfair. I mean, the National stacked too, but that's unfair. Going into, like, say, last month, I don't think many people had Howell as a first rounder. Maybe super late. But with how I don't want to say inconsistencies, but there's a different word that I can't think of. With the variety in this quarterback class, a lot of different play styles. If Howell has a great week, which I think he will, I think he'll have an amazing week. Sam Howell could go from, possible second round to top 15. He could go back to that range where he started the year. He started the year as a projected top 5 pick. But now, after the weird season at North Carolina, we'll use the word weird because they lost so much talent. But he still looked good. He has a good week this week. He could project himself into that QB3 conversation.
Yeah, his biggest problem out there, on the field, with things he could really control, was just inconsistent. He was super inconsistent. He was coming into this year off that extraordinary bowl performance against Texas A&M. That was a super fun game to watch, and that had a lot of buzz surrounding him. He was, not consensus, but he was a very trendy number 1 overall pick. I mean, that's just not where we're at now, right? Out there at UNC, I always felt like he was set up for failure. I think I think setting up your quarterbacks for success is of the utmost vital importance. And when you don't set your quarterback up for success, you shouldn't be expecting, him to be playing at a super elite level and overcoming all these things that aren't setting him up for success around him. Their offensive play calling with Longo has been horrific. And yeah, he lost NFL backs and Michael Carter and Javonte Williams, but you can't be going out there, and I just don't like how they ran Howell. I want to see him use his arm more and win with his arm and bail Mac Brown out with his arm, not running the ball, getting 3rd and 8s and setting him up for failure. That's not how it should have been.
They ran Sam Howell like North Dakota State ran Trey Lance. It was unnecessary. North Dakota State's was a little more understandable because that's kind of their scheme. But North Carolina has one of the most talented quarterbacks in the nation, and they're having him use his physicality as a runner rather than his strength as his arm.
And he's playing with great receivers too.
It's a little confusing, but that's all in the past. Now we just got to kind of look at what he did specifically. One comment I want to make. Liam, I'm going to ask you a question. Which team is Sam Howell on? American or National?
Dude, I get the teams mixed up all the time. He's on one.
Okay, he's on the American. Who's coaching the American?
Our boy Dan Campbell.
Motor City Dan Campbell. You know what he likes? He likes biting kneecaps. Physicality. You know who's a physical quarterback and a team that needs a quarterback?
Yeah. There's a reason he's on this team.
Yep.
Of whose name I forgot. I forgot the teammate. Teams are uneven, but that's another discussion to be had. Maybe before the night of the game. Yeah. So here, he did lose 2 top receivers, and he did lose 2 running back. He lost good pass catchers, and he lost 2 dang good running backs at the college level and did lose linemen, he was forcing a lot too. Like all this goes into it, but he was also not set up for success. He just wasn't.
See, I completely agree. He lost Diami and Daz Newsome. He lost Javante and Michael Carter. He lost, I think, 2 offensive linemen, maybe 3. Am I remembering the wrong? Am I thinking of the wrong here with Charlie Heck? Was that this year or last? I think that was 2020. Because didn't he go to the Texans?
I think last year.
It was one of those years. So in the past, Sam Howell has lost Charlie Heck, a draftable offensive tackle. And no, I'm not just saying it because his name is Heck. Yeah, when you don't set your quarterback up for success, you're not going to succeed. North Carolina's talent this year, outside of Howell on the offensive side of the ball, was, do we want to use the word subpar?
I mean, like, all he had was Downs and Chandler.
Yeah, like, it wasn't what it was in 2020. So you're going to expect a little bit. I think it was a little bit more than a little bit to some people. I'm not worried. He has great practices this week, solidifies everything we saw from him in 2020 for me.
And that defense was mind-boggling.
Let's just not talk about that.
Yeah, we shouldn't talk about that. What we should talk about is JRA with a comment on Twitch about Matt Corral as his QB1. What do you make of the fiery, passionate quarterback from Lane Kiffin's train?
Lane Kiffin, gotta love him. But Matt Corral specifically, he had a very good first, say, 5 weeks. That's kind of a number off the top of my head, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. He had a great 5 weeks.
Start to the year.
Very, very strong start. He was the Heisman favorite. I think at one point he was like minus 200 betting odds to win the Heisman. That's when we were kind of like, okay.
That.
No,
I don't think
he was definitely
minus 200.
I saw something. He was minus something.
That book got robbed.
Definitely did. But, I mean, you look at his last 6 weeks, he looked okay. He didn't look special. You know who looked special? Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett should have been the runner-up for the Heisman. That's a completely different conversation. Kenny Pickett had a stellar season. Sam Howell, I just like Sam Howell more. Malik Willis has more versatility. He's got the great arm and the amazing mobility. I don't really see a world where you can put Matt Corral that much ahead. I mean, obviously, this quarterback class is completely up for debate. Mm-hmm. Then you've got guys like Carson Strong, who, if he gets a clear medical like everyone thinks he will, he's going to rise up boards because of his cannon of an arm. It's very strong.
It's a bazooka.
It's a bazooka. You got Bailey Zappi, record-breaking year for Western Kentucky.
Bailey Breeze.
Bailey Breeze. He wasn't on any roster or any radars this year. Now he's a potential day 2 pick. If anything, he has a good week this week. I think he's a lock for day 2.
He's got to be. I mean, you still got to be. Oh, my gosh. Some of the quarterbacks in the NFL just don't have it.
I mean, I can think of one that is currently QB1, but probably won't be in the next year, and that guy's Mason Rudolph.
No, it was on my mind.
Who?
Taysom Hill and Ian Book.
Okay, well, first off, Taysom Hill's not a quarterback. Let's get that straight.
He's a football player. He's a Dan Campbell guy. Get him to Detroit.
He's a high school ATH. That's what he is. New Orleans doesn't know what he is. That's why they keep on moving him around. Plays tight end. Oh, now they need a quarterback. Let's play him at quarterback. Not good quarterback. Let's move him back to tight end. Let's move him to the backfield. What the heck? This isn't high school. You can't move people around 24/7.
Very true. Kind of speaking to Corral, what I saw in him is as the season went on, I feel like his footwork just got sloppier and sloppier in the pocket. The interception he threw in their bowl game, in the Sugar Bowl against Baylor, he threw a horrific interception. It was because his footwork was so bad, and he was all out of sorts on the throw. It ends up being a terrible throw, and then he ends up getting hurt in that game. And that's another thing, too, with how physical he plays, which really is a part of his game and should be, maybe unlike Sam Howell, he got banged up a lot this season, and it was visible in his play. Like, he wasn't healthy. I don't think he was
Yeah,
healthy all year
he
after that
wasn't.
hot stretch. So that's something to look at with Matt Corral, and why he's kind of slid down my board is I was always connecting him at 11 to Washington. I thought that was a really good fit. Switch up your culture with Matt Corral, the emotional, fiery, passionate quarterback who's going to go in there, win the team over, play with an extreme toughness that's kind of really unmatched in this class. And like, he's got the talent to excel as a thrower, but when his mechanics are off, I don't want to invest in that. Like, I'm gonna need I'm going to need my quarterback coaches and OCs and everything to really kind of confirm that, yeah, we could work with Matt Corral. We could make something happen. We could clean these things up. If they're not all in, then I'm not all in on this. Like, that's kind of my thing.
Yeah, I agree. Was the first game he got injured Tennessee? I feel like because he ran for like 100 something that game.
Mustard hit him in the leg.
Tennessee fans, your actions still make waves today.
Always.
But yeah, I think Corral. We were looking midseason. We were thinking, okay, yeah, Corral QB1. Pickett was making that run. You know, we always had those thoughts about Willis. Wonder about Strong. Zappy was nowhere near yet.
Hey.
But I'm being serious. He wasn't near this conversation.
No, I know. For other people.
I mean, he's in it now. That's what matters.
True.
But yeah, shout out to the mustard flask. Gotta love it. But yeah, Corral. I don't know how to word it, but Corral is just okay. He has some great traits, but he's also got some that are like, what the heck?
Very
you
worrisome.
mentioned that you mentioned that interception against Baylor. I don't know why I almost said against Ole Miss. Yeah, what the heck is he thinking? There's no shot, no quarterback could hit that. I don't know what he's thinking, forcing that in the Sugar Bowl in the first quarter. You don't need to force anything right there.
I don't think he's a day one star. I think he's a sit and stash kind of thing. Like, he's kind of a project that needs to really get help from the coaching staff to really buy on him and help him make something. And I don't know. I just don't see him as a starting quarterback in his rookie season. I could be wrong, but
I agree, but it's also tough in this day's NFL to sit a quarterback. Like, I mean, I understand the Niners just benched Trey Lance and they went to the NFC Championship, but that was a different scenario. Matt Corral would be going to, like, say, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's not a win now team right now. They don't have a quarterback. If you're drafting Corral to bench him, there's no point in doing that because you would be signing a cheap vet, say Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew is not going to take you to the Super Bowl. I mean, Nick Foles did it with the playoffs, but Carson Wentz also helped them a lot in a year he should have won MVP, but that's a completely different discussion. Yeah, Corral, it's tough to play him as year one starter, but in this day's NFL, how many teams would he not be the best quarterback that would be drafting a quarterback that high?
So that is another thing too, is that could cause him to slide down, is if teams are thinking like us.
I honestly think of I'll name the quarterbacks that are projected day one or day two. You got Corral, Howell, Strong, Pickett, Willis, Ritter, Zappy, and then depending on what people think of Ellaby, I think Ellaby is day three. Pickett and Willis, in my opinion, are round one locks. I think Pickett is a top 15 pick. I think Willis is quite possibly top 10. Then you've got Carson Strong. He's going to linger in that is he a round one conversation for now. If we get more information about his injury, I think he ends up round one. Sam Howell, I think if he has a good week this week, he's round one. I think he's round 2 or 3. Zappy, round 3, maybe 2 if he has an amazing week. Corral is that weird guy where we've projected him as high as you said 11 to Washington, but If there's a quarterback going to fall, I think it's Matt Corral.
I completely agree. And I'll kind of go into some of the other quarterbacks. Let's talk about the guy you say could be a first rounder. My quarterback won the entire thing cycle. Future Super Bowl winner, Carson Strong. No, I mean it's no like I am sure everyone here has already heard my spiel on Carson Strong 19,000 times. So I'll kind of just go into it with the knee as opposed to the bazooka when he's throwing these air missile precision strikes all over the field. The knee thing is, so I forgot how to say the diagnosis of what it is, but basically in high school, he missed his entire senior season because um, he suffered a knee injury that's like kind of only common in kids and young adults. And if you're a kid and your bones are still growing, it's not a big worry. So what happened with him was he ends up getting this major surgery, misses his senior year of high school, and there's like hip bone down there in his knee now and some stuff like that. And I wrote about it all in an article I did recently. So if you want to get the actual descriptions on it, please go read that. But on our website, the transferportalcfb.com. But no, so then in 2020 with Carson, his mobility was fine. It really was. I don't think it was much of a worry to the common eye. I've never really seen it as a worry. In 2021 in February, he gets knee surgery, and it was a 10-month. He's supposed to be out for 10 months. And that's news that we got recently. That's not something we knew about all season or before the season. So he has this surgery on his knee in February of 2021 that requires him to miss 10 months. He's coming back. He plays all season. We saw that. He gets his knee scoped 3 weeks before the season begins when they play Cal. The best he looked mobility-wise all season was against Cal in the opener. The worst he looked was a few weeks later at Kansas State. All season long, the mobility and how his knee felt kind of fluctuated up and down, up and down, up and down, 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 up, whatever it be. So what I think, how I'm perceiving this, is that the injury he suffered in high school might not be as big of a worry as initially thought. And what was really wrong in 2021 was that surgery in February that required the 10-month whole layoff. So I think that was more of a worry. And then having the knee scope, I think, really helped him mobility-wise against Cal.
What more can I say? Carson Strong, talented. The question is right now his knee linking to his mobility. If he has a healthy knee, he's got it's not even mobility, it's pocket movement that's more important. He can move the pocket very well. You're not going to draft Carson Strong expecting Michael Vick. You're going to draft Carson Strong expecting heck of an arm, able to move in the pocket, and he's going to make those tight window throws.
Mm-hmm. And I think another thing with it is the whole mobility thing. I think the common perception is just misperception. I think that they're not really evaluating this all correctly. I think they're more so looking for thinking that in today's NFL, you need someone that could go and run for 7 yards on a 2nd and 8 or something, right? So was third and short. That's really not his thing. What we're looking for from him and the kind of quarterback that he is, and a type of quarterback that shouldn't be dying in today's era, is he can move in the pocket. His pocket presence is fine. It really is. He moves to his left really well, something I've highlighted a good bit. He's made some really good throws on the run. He made a very strange throw on the run, going all the way out of the sideline against Utah State in 2020, where Dubs makes a phenomenal contested catch and kind of bailed him out of an interception. But I think we shouldn't really care that much about Strong's mobility. Like you said, we need to care about his pocket presence. And he does that really well. And something else that a lot of people are starting to realize now is before the snap, all his pre-snap reads setting up his talented receivers, Romeo Doubs and Cole Turner and Elijah Cooks and Justin Lockhart out in Nevada. He was doing surgery before the snap. He was setting them all up, and there's this kind of weird statements being made that Strong can't analyze defenses and can't read defense. What are you talking about? You seen the NFL throws this kid makes? Like what?
Yeah, that's strange. I'm going to use a comparison. Some people may think they know who I'm talking about. They probably do. I'm not comparing Carson Strong to this player. There is a quarterback this past year who is not very mobile, can't really run. He can definitely have great pocket presence, but he had a great offensive line. He didn't get hit that much. He was great. He threw for a lot of yards. He had great receivers for most of the year. He had a great offensive line. I'm not going to say that quarterback. I don't want people to think I'm making that connection.
Say it.
Nope.
Just say it. I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Nope.
However, yeah, JRA.
Taysom Hill.
What the? No. JRA says that when healthy, Strong can pick up those yards if they're right there. So I want to put Strong in Mahomes' mobility. In the
Mahomes is fast. Mahomes is fast.
Yeah, Mahomes is this kind of deceptively fast. Yeah. I think with Carson is I'm not even looking for him to even go out there and pick up those yards. I'm really just focused on the pocket presence, like we said, and he can move out of the pocket and use his mobility to make those throws on a run out of the pocket. But I don't think he's a guy that you're going to look at that's going to go out there very often and run down the field for more than like 5-6 yards. I don't really think that's something that you're really going to see at all. And in the Kansas State game, I was wincing and cringing a lot when I had to see him try and get on the move and escape pressure. Like it was tough watching that game, and I think that's a game that gets him a lot of hate today, is how he looked in that game. And I just don't think he's somebody that should even be doing that. So that's kind of my take there. Is there another quarterback that you want to talk about, Andrew?
I mean,
oh wait, I have to say,
what?
Sorry, I forgot to say, yeah, Strong's my QB1. Senior Bowl, huge opportunity for these guys to go out there and skyrocket their stock. You're not going to see him on day 2 after this. You're going to see him out there in the top 15 consistently amongst people's mock drafts. I'm confident he'll be a top 15 pick. I had him at number 3 in our first mock draft that we did to Houston. Now I have him number 9 to Denver as QB3. He's my QB1, but have him going 3rd. So I think you're going to see him in that top 10, top 15 range.
I would say that's a little heavy right now, but
I don't care.
Yeah, I know you don't care. But yeah, Carson's definitely a guy that can move into the first round if he has a good week this week, which he probably will. I mean, he's throwing the guys he knows, Romeo and Cole. So
yeah, you want to just add on to who else he's throwing to? Golly.
Oh, let me double check. So he's on the national team. So he's got
Raylan
our guy.
Khalil
He's got our guy, Khalil Shakir. He's got Romeo Doubs. He's got Christian Watson. Yeah.
The tight ends. Cole Turner.
He's got Trey McBride.
He has Cole Turner, Trey McBride, Charlie Kolar, Jake Ferguson, Jeremy Ruckert at tight end. Like, if that also doesn't tell you how stacked this tight end class is, that those guys are on one Senior Bowl team and the other team still has some dudes at tight end. And I'm blanking on his name. Why am I blanking on his name?
What position?
Oh, and Weidermeyer's not even out here. Like, the tight end class is silly. So I look forward to seeing Strong throw some back shoulder fades to Cole Turner this week.
I want some people to look at this national offensive line that's going to be blocking for Carson Strong. 2 guys
They're
stick out.
setting him up for success. It's clear as day. Him and the other quarterbacks there.
I think that this Senior Bowl is very favorable for Carson Strong. They gave him great wide receivers, great tight ends, great offensive linemen. They gave him Trevor Penning, a guy who's going to go in the top 20, top 15 possibly. And they gave him one of my favorite players, the absolute behemoth himself, 6'8", 3, I believe 89 he weighed in at today. 380 something. Daniel Falele.
Yeah, your boy.
My guy.
And even just oh my gosh, Marquise Hayes. They have the Central Michigan guys, Goldkey and Rayman. They have Cole Strange, who's really intriguing for a kind of sleeper offensive lineman. They have Zion Johnson, who I'm a huge fan of and expect to be a top 25 pick too and rise after this week. They got Desmond Ritter. He needs to be very thankful for what they're setting him up for success with this week. And Carson Strong and Kenny Pickett also be very thankful, because if we take a look at that other roster, you guys got a gold mine to work with on the offensive talent level.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about how Carson Strong has Cole Turner and Romeo Doubs. Well, Desmond Ritter's got Jerome Ford and Alec Pierce. So he's also got guys he's very familiar with.
That's very true.
That's definitely something else to watch for. But, I mean, going back to Daniel Falele, he's a big human being. I got to stand next to him at the Wisconsin game. I mean, he's a giant. Like, I don't know what else to say. There were so many people, like, just talking him up. It's just so good. He deserves it. He's a great tackle. I don't want to hear anybody putting him at guard. That makes no sense.
I wouldn't put him at guard. I wouldn't put him at tackle either.
First off, I don't know why you put him running back. Hey, Wildcat quarterback on the one. Who would you rather have? Him or Derrick Henry?
How about him? How about Daniel Falele, Derrick Henry, or Jordan Davis? I'm taking Falele to run out there on the 1 yard line.
Fate of the universe on the line. Martian's got the laser beam pointed at us. I want Falele.
Okay. Yeah, we want Falele to be running the ball. Someone let him get a touchdown on his rookie season. That's an easy 10K plus video viral tweet.
Yeah.
Oof. I don't know. We are kind of gushing over the tight ends on that on that national team there. We'll talk about 2 or 3 or 4. I don't know. We'll talk about the guys on the American too, highlighted by one name in particular, who's kind of like the misfit toy. He's kind of out there by himself in this tight end group, whereas the other group is all monsters. But yeah, if you have anything else too that you want us to talk about in chat on YouTube or our Twitch, the Twitter comments don't work, but please feel free to comment. Let us know your favorite quarterbacks, running backs, receivers who you expect to be rising at Senior Bowl this week, what you're looking for, etc. Even Shrine Bowl stuff. Pierre Strong Jr., RB1, Shrine Bowl. Okay, that's all we'll talk about. Shrine Bowl, because the draft starts in Mobile. Isaiah Likely, the dude from Coastal Carolina. Want to tell us a little about this freak tight end from Massachusetts? I forget where in Massachusetts he's from, but I know he's from Massachusetts, and he had a heck of a career at Coastal, whether he was receiving or blocking.
Underrated blocker. Let's get that out of the way. Underrated blocker. 6'4". I want to double check on his weight.
He be moving dudes.
He does be moving dudes. But where you're going to see him the most is the receiving game. He's a dynamic receiver, vertical as a tight end. 241. My gosh.
6'4", 241.
My gosh, he's a great tight end. You're going to see him receiving the ball. He's going to be more of a downfield threat than many of the tight ends in this class. I'm not going to compare him to the very vertical tight ends last year, because that's not really a comparison for anybody. But he's a great receiver. Round 2, yeah, I'd say round 2 right now.
I mean, again, the tight end class is. This is one of the reasons why, if I was drafting even a few years ago, going back 2 years, I would say, and then last year, this tight end class, all these guys that are in here and could have been in last year's class, is why maybe I was fading investing one of my day 1 or day 2 picks into a tight end in 2020 or 2021 is because of the dudes in this class. And Likely's not even one of the first people you think of, which is really scary because, I mean, if it weren't for Trey McBride, is Isaiah Likely someone that you could see as the tight end one in this class? He has the most all-around game of any tight end in this class, I think. He is built like an absolute beast. In the short yardage passing game, he's going to catch that ball, break off a quick tackle, got pretty dang solid burst to get upfield, make people miss, and then like you said, vertically. I mean, how many times do we see it in Coastal's triple option concept offense that Likely's leaking out there deep and catching one stride and housing it, and blocking is top tier.
If he gets into the open field, it is quite unlikely that you catch him.
Was I supposed to respond to that?
No, you were just supposed to sigh in disbelief that I made a joke that bad, but also very true.
Oh, okay. Well, what's also very true is we've got some hoopers in this Senior Bowl.
Oh no! Goodbye.
Isaiah Thomas, Oklahoma. Kobe Bryant, Cincinnati. Chris Paul, Tulsa. Let's see what our basketball players can do out here at the Senior Bowl. Big opportunity for those three. We'll see if they're hoopers. Any of those guys, one of those guys, the top hooper for you? I know you're a big fan of Kobe.
I am a big fan of Kobe. You mentioned three guys that are definitely hoopers. Another guy that we kind of just talked about is also a hooper, Trey McBride.
Of course, yeah.
Massive basketball player in high school
and baseball.
And I think he was a 4-sport, or was he just 3? I mean, just 3. Sorry.
I recall he's no Tyler Linderbaum, who had like 13 sports he played in high school, but I know he had baseball. He set records for home runs and RBIs at his high school. Basketball, points scored. Football, probably broke every single record there was. I don't know the fourth. Probably not hockey. Maybe it was wrestling. That's kind of the safe bet. I don't know.
Hockey would be an interesting sport to see a football player play. I mean, you got to be physical.
I'm tripping on who it was, but someone from Cincy that entered last year played hockey.
That would be an interesting complex to think about. How does high school hockey prepare you for playing college football? Physicality, of course, agility, endurance, a lot of athleticism going into playing hockey.
Thank you for hyping up hockey. That was very, very appreciated.
Big hockey guy.
Big hockey guy. Want to go into some DBs?
DBs, defensive backs. I am down to do that.
Yeah, just
because that is what DB stands for.
It is. Yeah, I know who your first guy that you want to talk about this. So go talk to us about.
Who is the first guy I want to talk about? I want to see what you think it is.
McCreary.
Huh?
It's not? Oh, wow.
No.
Okay.
I mean,
you're a big fan.
I like McCreary. I could talk up Alontae Taylor. He's good. I could talk up Jalen Petrie. I mean, I could talk up either Baylor safeties, Jalen Petrie or JT Woods. You've got Kirby Joseph, or as Liam calls him, Joseph Kirby.
It's a joke. On the Senior Bowl website, they put Joseph Kirby.
Because,
yeah, it's a mistake. It's funny. That I was making a joke. You didn't get it.
You know why that's weird? Because I've always been reading his as Kirby Joseph, even though they have it as first name and then last name. That is weird.
A mistake, yes. It's
a mistake, but it's also weird on my part for reading his first name as his last name and then his last name, but not for anybody else.
Yeah, I guess. JRA, speaking up, Alontae Taylor from Tennessee, super versatile. You could see him playing corner or safety. The one of the things there that might put a halt on him rising up draft boards is age. I believe he's going to be a 24-year-old rookie. So if a team's valuing age a lot, then that's something that could keep him from flying. But I think he's a really, really good player. Just versatility, man.
Yeah, he's very good. I think he's going to rise up regardless of age. I think last year maybe it's just Seattle. I think we kind of killed age as being a massive factor with Dwayne Eskridge being a third-round pick. I mean, age is one of the most important things with a receiver. He was drafted as a 23-year-old. So seeing a 23-year-old, his rookie contract's going to be up when he's, 27, 28? So I think age is a little bit less of a factor. It's obviously not ideal to be drafting a 24-year-old rookie, but it also means they have that little bit more experience. So you take the cons, you get less time with him. He's going to be older going into that second contract, but you also have possibly a more polished player, a more veteran kind of guy.
Are you buying on Dontario Drummond, who is like 25?
That's different. I'm not going to buy right now. Obviously, anything can change, because the draft does start in Mobile. We know nothing right now. So if he balls this week, yeah, he's definitely a solid wide receiver.
Well, yeah, we'll see if he's one
depending
of those.
on where you're buying him.
Yeah, that's very fair.
You can buy anybody. Like, you could buy Carson Strong. You could buy me. You could buy me as an undrafted free agent.
You can't buy Carson Strong.
Yes, you can.
All the stock's gone. I bought
I bought all the Federico Mathis stock.
That's very fair. I bought all the Zappy and Strong, and I bought all the Strong.
No, I bought some Zappy.
Okay, fine. Whatever. Wait, we forgot to talk about... I don't think we spoke enough about Malik Willis, so can we backtrack and talk about Malik Lil before we go back to the DBs? Malik Willis is somebody I expect to see drafted in the top 10. You're going to gush over his talent that he showcases this week in Mobile. The arm is disgusting. Oh my goodness. He doesn't have a bazooka attached to it, but he's got a cannon attached to it, right? I think one thing that his pass accuracy has a lot more to be wanting for, right? He is kind of inaccurate this year. There's one thing in particular with his play this year that was really unfortunate. The offensive line was, oh my goodness. I could have played for the Liberty's offensive line. I wouldn't want to. I could have.
I think they would have wanted you to play, Liam. It was unfortunately bad. I mean, I understand Liberty versus Ole Miss is a complete talent mismatch, but oh my gosh, I think he got sacked 9 times against Ole Miss?
Times 9.
I don't think he got sacked 81 times.
Carry the 3. Find the square root of
Why am I taking math advice from you?
I have no clue what I'm doing with math. You think I was serious about 9 times 9? Come on, bro.
Okay, well, you take some of the negatives with the positives. Yes, he doesn't have the greatest accuracy, but when he is on, go watch that Eastern Michigan game. Liberty versus Eastern Michigan, Lending Tree Bowl, second or third quarter.
It's the highest level of competition one can face in the Lending Tree.
Oh, it's the MAC. It's the MAC in a bowl game. There's no bigger stage. Who cares about the national championship? Who cares about the Sugar Bowl? No one. Nobody cares.
Cared about the Independence Bowl between
BYU and UAB.
Yeah, between BYU and UAB.
That was a sickos game. That was a sickos game in the first half, especially. There's also in Shreveport, so that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, my famed numerophobia, otherwise known as dyscalculia. Golly, Dalton, you missed it earlier. I was trying to read hand measurements. I was tripping so bad. I can't do it.
I'm surprised you know how to read any of these numbers, Liam, especially height.
Thank you. I figured that one out. Yeah.
I feel like you would end up like someone who's 6'1" straight up. I feel like you would end up saying they're 6'10".
I don't remember the prospect, but they put out a card and he was listed as 6'10" legit. Like they
sure.
I'll find it. But no, Malik Willis, I think people kind of need to be more aware that you have to pay for quarterbacks. Like, we're not doing this thing where Malik Willis goes at the end of the first round. That's not happening. If Malik Willis is there at the end of the 15s and the early 20s, somebody's trading up for him and getting him. I know we don't do trades and mocks.
I would be surprised if he fell that far.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's not something that happens. So I'm tired of seeing him at the end of first rounds and mocks. Someone of his talent level, of just, oh my gosh, the athlete that he is. There are offensive coordinators and head coaches and QB coaches that are just drooling over the thought of their team drafting Malik Willis and them getting the opportunity to work with and grow this quarterback into something and just go into video game like stuff on the field with him. Like, he is not someone that goes at the end of the first round. That doesn't happen. You have to pay for quarterbacks, so pay for a quarterback and don't be mad when a team drafts Malik Willis in the top 10. And yeah, the Giants are committing Daniel Jones. I don't care. I'm taking Malik Willis and building my offense around him 100 times out of 100 over Daniel Jones. Dabble with Malik. You kidding? I'm all
don't
in.
Get New York fans excited because it's not going to end well for them. But I want to go back to this. If you want to watch who Malik Willis is truly as a player, watch that Eastern Michigan game. He is running around. He's making throws off balance. He's setting up, making amazing deep balls. He's running. He's running hard. He's running fast. He's running well. He is special. He is a special player. I try not to call people special because I feel that we overuse these types of terms nowadays. He's a special player. And to the people who are mocking him late in the first round, what the heck are you watching? What the heck are you listening to? Because it obviously ain't truth. The truth is in the tape.
I just don't get to think that you're not like again, a guy like Malik Willis, you have to pay a top 10, top 15 pick for. Like, you have to do that.
Easily. Like, I would be really surprised if he didn't go top 12, 13. Like,
well, hello, Tommy.
The value of the quarterback position is higher than any other position in all sports. Quarterback is the most important position in all sports. Think about it. He controls the entire offense. He touches the ball every play. There's no position more valuable than a quarterback. You have to pay up for a quarterback, even if it's not the tier or the echelon that you would want. Like, say, last year you had great talents all around the board, but this year we still have great talents, but they aren't as
sought after.
I wouldn't say sought after. I would say that they're not as hyped up because
that's fair. Hyped up. Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence won a national championship. Kenny Pickett before this year was mediocre. Matt Corral, he was kind of sputtering at the end of the season.
Kenny Pickett fake slid.
That was the most electric play of the college football season. You cannot tell me otherwise. Carson Strong has the knee thing. Desmond Ridder has his inconsistencies.
Zappy has 1 year of FBS play.
But it was a record-breaking. It was the best statistical season
Dude,
we've
I'm
ever
all
seen.
in. Yeah. I completely get what you're saying.
People are focusing too much on the downsides without looking at the upsides because we don't have a guy from Clemson. We don't have a guy from Alabama. We don't have a guy from a big-name program like Texas. We've got Pitt. We've got North Carolina. We've got Nevada. We've got Liberty. We've got Cincinnati. We need to stop paying attention to the brands and start paying attention to the players who are about to become the brands.
Yeah.
Pay attention. 100%. Just because they're not playing with Alabama talent doesn't mean that they're not a great quarterback. Liberty's not going to have the best players around him. That doesn't mean Malik Willis isn't a heck of a player because he is a heck of a player.
Yeah, and I just want to speak real quickly, and then I'll get to your comment about Nakobe, Tommy. I'll let Andrew talk about him.
And Caleb. I want to talk about Caleb too.
Okay, I guess we can talk about, but with investing in quarterback play, please, like, if you're in the NFL front office and you're looking at quarterback, and I don't know, you don't have a very good quarterback right now. You need quarterback turnover, or you have an old quarterback that's really about to be out. What is wrong with going out there, seeing a quarterback that has tremendous talent that you kind of believe in? We'll say kind of believe in. You're on the fence about, but you think with great coaching and everything, you could really do something with them. Why not take him and set your future up for success rather than waiting an entire season, playing now 17 games, having to really kind of pray that you're even in the spot where you're going to want to get this quarterback that you've now waited over an entire calendar year for, that you don't have an 100% chance of getting? You don't want to do that. If you need a quarterback and Malik Willis is there in the top 10 and you're on the fence about him, get over the fence and draft him, please. Now, I will let you talk about Nakobe Dean, who is not in Mobile, but is a tremendous talent. So
I wish he was in Mobile. Before I touch on that, I do want to add one more thing. Two teams that I view should trade up: Washington, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh just lost Ben Roethlisberger. Washington didn't lose anything because Taylor Heineke sucks. Pittsburgh, am I wrong? Am I wrong?
No, I mean, you're not wrong. Dude, you're not.
Pittsburgh has 32 million cap space. They trade up for, let's say, Malik Willis. Get a better offensive line, get some upgrades, maybe draft another guy round 2 or 3. You try and re-sign Juju, even if it's not a 4-year deal. Get him on another 1 year. I think he loves Pittsburgh. I think he would stay there for another year. That team could be going from, what were they in the division? 3rd? Were they above Cleveland? I think they were.
I think they were. Yeah,
they were above Baltimore too. They were above Baltimore too.
Cleveland's picking 13. Baltimore's picking
14.
And
then Pittsburgh made the playoffs. They could go from, I was about to say worst to first, but I guess second to first. I mean, but since he's in the Super Bowl, still can't believe that. Pittsburgh could go from being a team that was a wild card somehow. They really could have almost missed the playoffs thanks to Brandon Staley. They made the playoffs. They could be a team that goes from what they were this year to a contender. That defense, they're losing some players.
100%.
But if they can get a good offensive line, if they can keep that offensive talent, that offensive line, I'm really going to hope you get it that better for whoever's behind center. If they can get that, Bailey Breeze, New Orleans, they need a quarterback. Ain't nobody want to see Trevor Siemian. I don't know if Jameis Winston wants to stay there. I mean, why would you want to stay in New Orleans? He's not going to get too much money. They don't have cap. They're going to lose talent. Why not go to a team like, I don't know, Tampa?
Hey, pending that retirement, he's trying to retire. But no, it's also crazy because there's even more quarterback spots open than we would have thought. Coming into this draft season, like it's really time to get on moving for a lot of these orgs.
There's so many weird teams. Like
there are really good teams that don't have the guy at quarterback.
One team that I think is going to make a move for a certain quarterback, Denver. I think Denver is in.
Denver's nice.
Certain quarterback. Some people know who I'm talking about.
Oh, really?
If they can't,
the Devontae Adams and the Daniel Hackett.
You know who just hired Nathaniel Hackett?
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's a move saying, "Hey." It's like texting.
They're not saying "hey" like that.
It's like texting somebody at 2 a.m. saying "sup." You know what they're going for, but they can't say it right now because it's January 31st. We gotta wait a little bit. Gotta let things marinate. Gotta see
February 1st somewhere. You could say it.
It's February 1st. I guess it's February 1st in like England.
It's our good friends in Australia.
Yeah, I guess everywhere but the States. Kind of weird to think about, but yeah, Denver. I think they make a move for Aaron Rodgers. I think Vegas keeps Carr.
Wait, that's who you were hinting at?
Who do you think I was hinting at? Jordan Love? Kurt Benkert. It was Kurt Benkert. Sorry,
dude. Kurt could be watching. You know he's a big Twitch guy.
Hey, he's a good. He is a good. Hey, he was actually good. He was really fun to watch on social media, and he also got his first career snap. So big ups for
good
him.
for him. Big ups.
Yeah, but there are a lot of weird teams. Do you know who one of the weirdest teams is? Houston. Because Deshaun Watson clearly doesn't want to play there.
I
But
think they're
Davis Mills
fine.
played well.
Yeah, I think they're fine. You could
No,
really make
I'm
the
not saying they're
argument
not
that
fine.
Davis was the best rookie quarterback this year. That argument can be made.
The argument can be made. I think we're kind of overrating what Mac Jones did a tad bit.
A tad bit. That's the Patriots Bill Belichick factor, of course.
Yeah, like Trevor was, but that's also Jacksonville. Justin Fields was, but that's also Chicago. Zach Wilson
that's also Irvin. That's also Nate.
Oh, I mean,
man. You're setting guys up for failure when they get these coaches too. Golly, hire the right people, please.
And then they hire a defensive coach. Like, what are you doing? Hiring a
I'm all
defensive
in for what it's worth. I'm all in on Hackett. I was all in on him when I saw him bring Blake Bortles to what should have been the Super Bowl if the Miles Jack call didn't go so poorly. If you weren't, Jacksonville's so idiotic for getting rid of Hackett.
They are. They let him come here and help us get to 3 straight 13-win seasons. But yeah, he's going to be successful in Denver with that talent, with whatever they have to trade to get Rodgers. Because I think right now Rodgers is thinking this team is going to lose talent because of the cap. It's very unlikely. I think the only way they can keep Devontae Adams is convincing him, hey, we have Rodgers. But then after that, you're spending money on him. You're going to have to give Rodgers money. You're going to have to give him more money. So they're currently, I want to say, 51 in the red. That means you're losing guys like Zadarius Smith. You're losing the potential to extend Jair Alexander possibly. You could probably extend him, and then you could extend him and make his cap a little bit lower next year. But
such a good player.
He's so good. I think he's the second best corner in the NFL. You can make an argument for best. Rashawn Gary, a guy who needs a second contract. No one talked about him enough. Rashawn Gary was the most improved player in the NFL this year. I don't want to hear anything else. I don't want to hear anything about that certain corner in Alabama, in Dallas from Alabama. Why do I say Alabama like that?
Alabama.
I don't know why I say Alabama like that, but don't want to hear him. But yeah, Green Bay's in a tough spot. So How did we get to this? We're talking about the NFL draft now. We're talking about Green Bay's cap space.
This is what happens. I think one of the cool things with you is that when you get into your NFL draft talk, unlike 99.9% of other people, your mind is always on the cap, the number, what teams are having to play with. You're like one of the only people that does that. I think that's super unique and really good because that's something I can't do because numbers. But
yeah, we know that, Liam.
Yeah, Hackett, I wanted him to be a college head coach so bad a few years ago. We didn't get that. Thrilled for him in Denver. Carson Strong there, please. Let's go back to college for now.
Sorry, Tommy.
Let's talk about Nakobe Dean, who Tommy drafted in Madden, star development.
Nakobe Dean, man, he is a football player. 6 foot flat, I believe.
He wasn't superstar X Factor?
What abilities did he have? That Madden, my gosh. This is a football podcast. I'm going to refrain from talking Madden because it makes me angry how bad that game is.
Talk about Nakobe Dean makes you happy.
Nakobe Dean, he's a football player. He flies around the field. I'm surprised he's not sponsored by an airline because he flies around the field.
Okay, yeah, you should be sponsored by WestJet. Let's get him to.
No,
it's not right because I insinuated that you would go. That means CFL. No, my bad. Oh
no, the worst thing you can do is have someone sponsored by Spirit.
Oh, that's true. I'll refrain from saying anyone who should be sponsored by Spirit.
Yeah. If you want to bring up Tommy's comments about the Smith Bros, they're dead. Okay, that sounded bad.
Stop talking about the NFL.
Their career with Green Bay is most likely over. I should rephrase.
Go back to Nakobe Dean. Talk about his range, his closing speed, his footwork, his speed. Watching him run is funny to me. I get
Watching him
it's
run.
just funny to
Okay.
me.
What's that song that goes fast, 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 na 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 na? Like whenever he's running, I think of that. Is that like Tokyo Drift or something? Da
Yeah, you're
da
asking the
da
right
na na
person.
na 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 na.
Yeah, nice. Asking the right person for this one, man.
Okay, so you don't know numbers, you don't know music. At least
I
you know
know
college football.
I know football. Let's talk about a super serious sleeper. Right? Super serious sleeper here. D2 HBCU at the Senior Bowl. That's big time representation for Fayetteville State's Joshua Williams. Oh, I hear myself. Hey man, how's it going? 6'2" corner, Joshua Williams from Fayetteville State, D2 HBCU. That's first off, that's really cool. Love the HBCU revolution. Love seeing HBCUs get so much love, and Joshua Williams will get that this week. He is a tall and lanky corner with great length. You could his highlights. You'll realize some of these interceptions he makes. Well, the quarterback might be a future, accountant or a future might be doing what we're doing, right? They're not great players, but you could
Hey,
see,
I would have been a good football player.
especially at a D2 HBCU. But look, like for real though, Joshua Williams, you could see the talent there. He looks like a complete monster on the field compared to everybody else, and his talent just shows up off the screen. And I'm really hoping I'll be rooting for him for his entire career, and I hope he has a strong showing at the Senior Bowl this week. I think this is somebody that you could see early round 4, maybe with a big week here, maybe. Getting at the end of round 3 could be really tough, but this is someone that you could really see at the beginning of round 4 if he has a big week in a Senior Bowl. I'm not going to lie and act like I know much about him. I know Andrew's not here. We're not going to do that. Nobody really knows much about him, but that's why the Senior Bowl is so great. We're getting the opportunity, just like everybody else is, for a first time to watch this kid showcase his talents to us all and put a lasting impression on us. He's someone we'll have on for an interview too after his Senior Bowl, so look out for that. Maybe we live stream that, but that's someone I'm really looking forward to watching this week. Joshua Williams from Fayetteville State.
Yeah, I want to touch on 2 things real quick. First off, mini rant to all the networks that present us college football: make HBCU football more available. It's actually it's a good product. HBCU football is a good product. They produce a lot of good players, but we never get to see them. You know why? Because they're regarded as not D1 FBS, which is the only football we can ever see. We can barely see FCS football. So
no, you're completely right.
Like you have to be finding you have to be lucky to find an FC or a HBCU game. Like the only one I could see all year, I saw like 2 Jackson State games.
And we know why you were able to watch Jackson State, because prime time.
Coach Prime.
Yeah. They got good for them though, getting Travis Hunter and Malachi Weidman's a stud.
Hopefully that starts the movement for not only getting more players to HBCUs because they're great universities, but also getting HBCUs more national recognition on a football level because they deserve it.
What we need is one of these HBCUs to really break out on the football side and hopefully get maybe basketball good enough to where they could push into one of the weaker FBS conferences. Like if you could get, say, Jackson State or I don't know, I mean, there's a few they're all HBCU D1s for college basketball, so that's whatever. But if you could get like Jackson State or Florida A&M or something to really push forward and get into FBS football where they could play in the Conference USA or the Sun Belt, that needs to happen, right? Like that pushes the HBCU revolution. That's going full force now. We're really. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying. Yeah. I think people want to play for HBCUs, but they don't want to play FCS football because they know the negatives of that.
I think one thing that is going to – I don't know if it's going to go in a good way or a bad way, but NIL is going to affect something. I don't know which way it's going to go. It could be very good for them or it could be very bad for them. Maybe maybe the bigger programs offer more NIL money, but then you also have the idea, hey, I really wanted to go, like say I'm a player, say I really want to go to this school in 5 years in the past. NIL is not a thing. Some other payments are a thing, maybe, allegedly. But nowadays it's more viable. You can get paid to play football wherever. So it's really a two-sided argument, which I guess all arguments are kind of two-sided. But now I kind of want to touch on Tommy's Caleb Williams.
By the way, I did find the 6'10" prospect.
Oh,
It was JT Woods.
no shot.
Yeah, they put him at 6'10".
Oh wow. Well, I mean, he's getting drafted in the first round.
Yeah, that's one of my risers.
He's rising in height.
Very true.
All right, my thoughts on Caleb Williams, Wisconsin. I am a Minnesota fan. I go to Minnesota. I'm a Gopher fan. Love them. Love my Gophers. The thoughts of Caleb Williams to Wisconsin just makes me laugh. Wisconsin fans actually think that they are a program that is viable for a star quarterback like Caleb Williams. They're getting their hopes up. Yeah, we're going to go to the Big Ten championship. We're actually going to beat Ohio State. We're going to go to the playoff because we have a quarterback now, because that's apparently all we ever needed. I hate to break some news to you. First off, I have two little tidbits. He's not going to Wisconsin. I'm going to get close real quick. He's not going to Wisconsin. Your quarterback next year is going to be Graham Mertz.
Oh, that's creepy. That's a creepy image right there. Thanks, Andrew.
But I mean, why would Caleb Williams go to Wisconsin?
100% right. Well,
yeah, it's not pay to play. It's pay for brand.
Yeah, Joe Burrow's old tweets say it best. Let's leave that.
Yeah, but one last thing with Caleb Williams
on the Wisconsin. That's not.
Why would he going to Wisconsin unless they're offering him an NFL contract? Would be the dumbest thing for his career. I try not to judge players' decisions because they obviously know their decision better than we all do. Why the heck, as a quarterback, would you go to one of the most run-heavy offenses in the nation? Not even just in the Big Ten. Wisconsin ran more than, I want to say, like 120 teams. The only teams that ran more were like Army, Navy, and Minnesota.
And Air Force.
Why? Like, they don't have wide receiver talent. Their offensive line is going to lose a little bit. They're losing their best tight end. Sure, now you've got the now 18-year-old Braylon Allen, the same Braylon Allen that had, sub 50 yards against Minnesota?
Okay, you're not. Don't do that. Stop.
What?
Braylon Allen is a great player, is what he means. And Minnesota's
a Heisman candidate. He's a Heisman candidate.
Minnesota was just so good that day that Braylon was unable to do something. But hey, any other time, Braylon, I will say this. The podcast, man.
I hate Wisconsin. I love watching Braylon Allen as a football player. He is so fun to watch. He just breaks every single tackle. He is now 18, and he is stronger and bigger than you will ever hope to be. And I'm not talking to you, Liam. I'm talking to everybody watching. Unless Daniel Falele is watching, then he can't be.
He could have played at the Senior Bowl as an 18-year-old. He's
already high school senior,
man. Yeah,
the high school Senior Bowl.
Yeah, he's already a man. Why would Caleb Williams go to Wisconsin? I don't know. Maybe they're paying him a bunch.
They got that Rodgers contract ready?
No, I want to say a meme so bad that only you will understand. But
what is
wheels of cheese?
That's an inside joke.
Yeah. Nah, there's no shot. I'll tell you straight up. We have two writers for us at the Transfer Portal CFB that have articles ready for publish for the second that Caleb commits. So please don't commit at like 3:30 in the morning because we won't be up. I mean, I'll be up, but
you'll be up. Come on.
I mean, but no, don't do that because. Oh wait, what? I'm not telling them. I'm not going on a speech about why I shouldn't commit at 3:30 a.m. No, we have two writers that have articles prepared to publish for a second he commits, and one is for SC, which is where he's going, and one is for Wisconsin. Do I need to write one for UCLA? No.
No.
He met with UCLA this last week. I mean, his dad, while all the Wisconsin stuff is going on, he's scamming Chip Kelly right now. It's not happening.
I mean, if we're
He
talking
probably
someone
will,
who,
JRA.
if we're talking someone who scammed UCLA, we could talk to Gabriel. He was there for 2 weeks.
He was never there. He never took a class.
Well, I mean, to be fair, who wants to take a college class? Coming from a college student, who wants to take a class?
Oh, who wants to take college class coming from a junior college dropout? Okay, well, the whole Dylan Gabriel thing never really made sense to me because we were always under the impression that DTR was coming back, so I really didn't understand that. What I can say about Caleb and DTR, though, is DTR is prepared to play wide receiver like he did at Gorman when Tate Martell was quarterback. But it's not happening. Like, it's not happening. Caleb Williams is going to SC. He's dragging this out. Reports that, not even really reports, what I've heard a lot of is he doesn't want to go to class. He's dragging this out because he doesn't want to go to class, like me and Andrew just said, right? This is nothing. The Wisconsin thing was egregious smoke. I couldn't believe that happened. You're a top tier quarterback. You're a Heisman candidate. Why on earth are you going to Wisconsin to throw to maybe one great receiving target? They has lost to Ferguson. I'm just saying maybe something pops up, Andrew. I see the face. Maybe something pops up down the road. All I'm saying is that.
I think it's more likely that Caleb Williams has the most receiving yards on that team.
Yeah, like I don't get it. You're confident in yourself and Braylon that you could win a bunch of football games 24-13, 24-16. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's how you're scared of the Pac-12? Is that it, Caleb? You're scared of this vaunted UCLA defense? No, I don't know.
If he's scared of the Pac-12, where can he go?
We'll get back to Senior Bowl talk right quick, but yeah, Caleb's going to SC. I think we're all in. Yeah. And how great is this? Oklahoma quarterback Spencer Rattler, USC. Caleb Williams, USC.
Lincoln Riley, USC.
All the other Oklahoma kids and commits, USC. But except Stogner.
Yeah.
The other SC with Rattler. But I think the funny thing about Rattler, before I get back to it, is everyone was always connecting him to the wrong SC.
Yeah.
There was no reason South Carolina shouldn't have had more expectation to land him because of his connection with Beamer. But we should probably get back into why
did people ever connect Rattler to Lincoln Riley again? That makes no sense.
I don't know.
SC's
maybe that. Maybe that.
Yeah. You know what? If he wants to get out of classes, he's missing the first. I mean, for me, it'd be the month of the semester, but I don't know about USC. I don't know when they started.
It's also just not a guy that needs to really go to class. Anyway.
Who cares about going to class nowadays?
I'm not there to play school. I'm there to play college football, man.
These classes are getting in the way of me, going to practice.
You talking about practice? We talking about algebra 2?
I know you failed that. I know you failed algebra 2.
No, I got probably a D. Tulane's playing East Carolina on Thursday night football. I want to watch that. We're not doing algebra 2, but
I don't have a hat near me because I'm calling cap on that one.
I never got an F. I got Fs on stuff. I never got an F.
Well, we all did.
Yeah, I never got an F in math. I got a D somehow. So
talk about RB1 already. Okay, bring up Luke Hembo's comment.
Well, he's talking about Rashad White. That's who he's talking about. So Grody Jenner, good friend Dalton.
I thought he wanted to hear ours.
No, he wants to talk about Rashad, who I was trying to get to here, but we're talking about school. So Rashad White, one of the it's a weak running back class this year. It's not a great show out at the Senior Bowl. Hopefully they prove us wrong. We talked about very early on, James Cook isn't even going to be there anymore. The running back potential receiver too, as Ed Holmes alludes to. So Rashad White, what are your thoughts on Rashad?
Being completely honest, I actually don't know much about Rashad White. I haven't paid
Oh,
much.
watch some football outside of your own conference. Or you truck stops Gopher Goober. Oh my goodness!
Okay, I think that was a little far. I just haven't watched many of the
Wasn't
running
far
backs.
enough. Wasn't far enough. Okay, Rashad White. My brother. We all know Lukenbull. Huge fan of Rashad's. If I'm not mistaken, he is a JUCO transfer. I forget from where. He probably knows. I forget from where, but yeah, Minnesota's a truck stops. There it is. Down them. No truck stops here. But no, Rashad White really could be one of the top running backs in the class. I think he is. He's probably my number 2. He's somebody that we really need to look at that could have a big week here. Let's see. He is 6'2", 210. So that's
He's on the national.
Yeah,
So
he's on national.
he's got those amazing offensive linemen. Not that there's not amazing offensive linemen on the American.
He's on the good team.
He is on. He's the national is so stacked.
Yeah, he's on the good guys. Or he's probably on the bad guys.
He's on the Monstars.
Yeah.
Yeah. The national is freaking amazing.
But no, he measured in short. I didn't even see where he measured, so I'll look at it now. But no, he's super, super fun to watch. Rashad, lightning in the bottle, super electric, was kind of the highlight. Somebody asked about Jay and Daniels early on the stream, who we didn't talk about, obviously, since he's returning. But Rashad really was that go-to guy on their offense, and when he wasn't cooking, they weren't cooking, So his footwork's really good. I really like his patience. There's a 90-plus yard touchdown run. I forget from who it was against, where he's just super patient, waits to find that hole, hits it, explodes, burst, boom, gone, walks up the sideline 90 yards. Easy. I'm excited to watch Rashad this week and learn even more about him, I was scrolling the wrong way for measurements. Jeez. Okay, found him. 6. Yeah, he's still got 6'2", 210. With 9'4", 8 hand, 31 arm, 75, 5'8" wing. That's how I'll read it.
Wow. That's insane. All right. Is there another running back you want to talk about from the Senior Bowl, or can I go on a little good rant about one who's not here?
Yeah.
What?
Please do. Yeah, a detour. Yeah.
Little detour. We're going on a truck stop, apparently. A running back who I wish was here, but he's not.
What's against Arizona?
C.J. Verdell. People forgot about him because he got injured, but let's scroll back a little bit. Let's do a rewind. Ohio State has nearly 200 yards, like 3 touchdowns. He was insane that game. He was insane. He was the biggest reason Oregon won that game. Scroll back a little more. Pac-12 championship game against Utah. He torched them. It was not fun for Utah. It was fun for Oregon. Fun for CJ, I bet. Wasn't fun for Utah. He's such a dynamic running back. Cuts on a dime. He's got the breakaway speed.
Bye.
He's not talked about enough as a running back who could very well find himself in that rounds 4 or 5 conversation. I think we're kind of forgetting about him because of the season-ending injury he suffered. But he was one of my players to watch going into the season. I wish he was fully healthy. I feel like he would be in the top 3 running back conversation right now. I would still – I think if I were to rank running backs right now, I think he would be in my top 3. This is a year where running backs there's no consensus.
There's no wrong answer.
Might
as well do what I want to do and wait till landing spots.
There's always wrong answers, but you could really rank anybody top 3, and you're like, yeah, I mean, he's got a point somewhere. May not be what I believe, but I can see top 3 for almost anybody.
Verdell in the top 3. I don't even have a third. I'm with Pierre Strong at 1 and with Rashad White at 2, and I do kind of regret not going with Rashad as one of my risers this week and kind of prioritizing quarterback and offensive line play because, looking at the offensive running backs, looking at the running backs in this Senior Bowl and in this class, Rashad really is the guy that could pop pop off and take all the spotlight, especially with no James Cook there and with Pierre Strong at Shrine Bowl. So this could be Rashad's week. And you're probably, just speaking to people out there, you might be too low on Rashad White because he really might be the first running back taken.
You know what? Tomorrow, after I get home back to the hotel from the summit, I will throw up some Arizona State. I will watch the Sun Devils.
All right, don't throw up too much though. We don't want you sick,
brother. Now, see, I have a reputation for making bad puns, but you just make awful ones.
Nobody. I mean, I. What can you say?
Because mine are purposefully bad. Like
so are mine. What?
Okay, I typed them with a smirk on my face, giggling.
So do I. Oh, we're the same person. This is terrible. Kingsley Enagbare. I can't say that name. Kingsley, Enagbare. Kingsley. Want to talk about Kingsley?
Kingsley is a king. You know, I was watching, I think it was 2020 SC, not University of Southern Cal, SC versus Florida. I know it was 2020 because I saw Kyle Trask. There's a play. Florida's inside, I want to say the SC 10 or 15. If you want to watch someone this athletic at his size, if you could double check his measurements for me.
I'm on right now. 6'3", 261, hands 10'8", arm 35, wing 83, 5'8".
And I want you to throw.
He was one of the big winners today.
He was one of the big winners for a big guy. He has big guy strength, big guy size, with little guy speed. That's an incredible scary combination as a defensive lineman. That's scary. It's not October 31st. It is January 31st, and I'm scared. Kingsley Enagbare has that size, and there was a play against Florida. He's starting off on the edge. They have a weird blitz where he loops to the inside. When I tell you he had a free lick at Kyle Trask, Kyle Trask probably had him in his grill, and he was probably scared for his life. He wasn't worried about getting the ball out, which he did. He was worried, am I going to survive another 10 seconds? I'm surprised he did. You know what? Maybe I think that's why he went in the second round. I think that's why Tampa drafted him. Tom was like, you know what? That guy, he's not scared. He's fearless. I want him on my football team as my backup.
You know who was fearless? Josh Rosen.
Yeah, he wasn't scared when he said, I'm going to make those 9 teams or 8 teams regret taking me. Boy.
He wasn't scared when he did a lot of things. Miss you, Mr. Rosen.
He wasn't scared against Texas A&M. That game, that was a football game.
Markey was scared. My father wanted to leave the game early. We were getting blown out too bad. So yeah, Kingsley. I mean, it's the 30. Oh my gosh, his arms are massive. He's a behemoth. No, he's gonna crush it with this week. This is why he was one of my risers. Yeah, he's a first rounder for both of us, I believe. I don't remember where I had him. I might not even.
In my first mock, I had him mid-20s, and I stand by that. Even though a lot's changed, I stand by that.
So let me see where he was on our most recent mocks, if he was even there. But
he wasn't there on mine.
Okay, so
but he's going to be there.
We've been kind of talking about non-Senior Bowl people too, though. So
yeah,
but can I find this mock? Goodness.
Yeah.
No, Kingsley's gonna have a huge week, and edge rusher is always a super coveted position. It's pretty much always super stacked too, right? So you're going to be looking at someone that could have been one of the first 2 edge rushers taken in another draft, but he's down there buried at the 5 spot because of the 4 freaks ahead of him, and Kayvon, Aiden, Ojabo, and Karloftis. And it's, if you're ranking Kingsley as your 5th best edge rusher, like, I mean, does that not speak volumes how scary these edge rushers are?
Yeah, there's a part of me that wants to make him the fourth. You know specifically who would be the fifth, but yeah, I think five's probably that spot for him right now.
which is so unfortunate.
But you know who I'm talking about, who would be five,
You
right?
you had Kingsley at 30 to Dallas.
In the
In your
latest?
first mock.
Oh yeah, I thought I had mid-20s.
When
Definitely
we
deserves that respect.
when we drafted with Ed Home, he did not go in the first round, so that's a mistake on our behalf. And
Yeah, well, we also had the linebackers fall, so a lot of things could have gone better. But at the same time,
I
at that
also didn't
time,
have him in the first round. Jeez, I put Walker over him, so Trayvon Walker. So
that 5 through 7 for the edge rushers is a weird conversation right now because you got the top four in Kayvon, Aiden, Karloftis, and Ajabo, but then you've got the Kingsley
yeah,
and
we
Akbari, you
talked
got
to him
Jermaine
again.
Johnson from Florida State, you got who you just talked about, Trayvon Walker from Georgia, who I know a lot of people are high on.
There's people
That's going to
higher
be
than
really
Cam
interesting.
Thomas too.
Yeah, Cam Thomas from San Diego State. This is a weird second. I don't even want to say second tier because they're so good. It's a weird edge rusher class because we've got 4 very good players, but then after that, we've still got a lot of depth. We've got a lot of depth at the edge position this year, and it's going to be really interesting to see how those next 4 guys go. Because I think right now we're kind of confident the first 4 guys are going to be the first 4 guys. I don't really see any of them.
I don't see how they're not
dethroned.
Which is, unless Kingsley
I think if there is anything, the thing is I can't see Kayvon dropping. I can't see Aiden dropping. I think if there's a dropper, it would have to be Karloftis. But I love Karloftis. I love Ajabo.
If you look at Ajabo, Jeremiah had him 23rd to Arizona, and I had him 22nd to the Raiders.
And I had him either like 10 or I had him in that like 10 to 15 range.
Yeah, so there's kind of a variance with him too.
Yeah, because you'll see some people have. I think I've seen him go to New York, the Giants with the 7th pick.
There's been a lot of Ekwonu and Ojabo connections for 5-7.
That's if Ekwonu falls to 5.
Yeah, he's got some. His odds, his first pick really changed. Finally, people started getting on the Trevor Lawrence might need a offensive line help. Let's not give them an edge rusher. Let's help Trevor Lawrence succeed. Finally, that started happening.
Remember when both of the top edge rushers were even odds to go number 1, and now it's Evan Neal's like, I want to say last I checked he was like plus 200. And
yeah, we should have jumped on Neal plus 200.
No, we should have jumped on Ikem.
Or not plus like 500 on Neal, and then Ikem at like plus 10,000.
Ikem was like, no, I saw better odds. Yeah,
jeez.
I thought I saw 15.
It could
at some point. It was like, I think it was sometime in November, but.
Well, yeah. I mean, the point was that we really ramble on. We're very good at that, so give us credit for that. But Kingsley, we both probably deeply regret not having him in the first round of our mocks, and it'll be in the top probably 20, 25 for both of us next time. It just goes to show it's a great class.
It's people
Kingsley's
are talking
have a huge week.
People are negative about this overall class because the quarterbacks aren't where people would like them to be. This defensive class, you've got elite edge rushers. You've got some great defensive tackles. You've got 2 amazing linebackers and another one a lot of people are high on with Christian Harris from Alabama. Mm-hmm. A lot of decent corners, a lot of decent safeties. This defensive class is stellar. Just because the quarterbacks aren't elite doesn't mean that this class sucks.
Yeah, you want to go into one of your other risers? You have 2 linebacker risers. You kind of glossed over Troy Anderson of Montana State. Want to go into the other one?
Damone Clark, LSU. You will never meet someone who wants to hit people more. I haven't, but I can make an assumption. You will never meet someone who wants to meet someone in the face and just put you on the ground more than Damone Clark. I think he was third in the nation in tackles for LSU. That was just total tackles. He could have been higher in solo because he was making some big hits. He had, I want to say it was 2 sacks against A&M. I think that was it because he had like 4.5 total on the year. He had a bunch of big plays against A&M to give Coach O his farewell win over the Aggies. But yeah, he's a physical football player. He's going to get in your face. He's great at stopping the run. He's great at getting towards the flats. Like if you're throwing a swing pass to the back, Damone Clark's right there. Like I know we've talked about Nakobe Dean's range. Damone Clark's got range. Like he can get from the mic spot out to the flat as fast as the running back can. That's scary, especially when someone has pretty much like he can tackle. He's like a sledgehammer. You can't stop a sledgehammer. Like
nice call.
A sledgehammer's always gonna hurt, no matter how you swing it. You can swing it softly; it's still hard metal with momentum. Damone Clark is hard metal with a ton of momentum.
Okay, that you sold me. Take him with the second overall pick. No, yeah, I mean, like y'all gotta like seriously look at Damone Clark this week and learn more about him. There are 3 guys named Tariq at Senior Bowl this week, all spelled Tariq. You have Tariq Carpenter, you have Tariq Castro Fields, and you have my guy, my risers, Tariq Woolen, who let's see, he's listed at 6'3". He played at 6'4", but he's now 6'3". So, honey, someone shrunk the kids. I never even watched that movie. Why I say that?
That was a good movie.
I never. Whatever. Who cares? Who cares? He is 6'3".
We can't cross past that.
No, we are.
Franchise.
I don't care.
If we can talk about Minnesota being a truck stop, we can talk about Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Okay, go on.
I heard crickets. 6'3", 205, 33-inch, 33.5-inch arms. Which, by the way, why did they do this? For his arms, they put 33.48. Why can't you just put 33.12?
What?
4.8. It's half. Am I just an idiot with numbers? The fraction of 4/8 is just 1/2.
No, because Liam, how these measurements work, they work in eighths.
Yeah, I'm so bad with numbers and all this stuff.
For the 10th time tonight, you have dyscalculia.
Yeah, I can't do the numbers thing. But he has 33-inch arms. So he's a former receiver, Tariq Woolen. UTSA's defense was disgusting this year with the amount of talent that they had on it. He's one of, I think, 2 members of UTSA that is at Senior Bowl this week. The other being Buford. Tariq Woolen, though, former wide receiver. So that right there says a lot. Your guy Trevon Diggs.
I mean, it seemed like he loved wide receivers with the amount of times he let them go past him.
So Tariq Woolen is pretty raw, and he has a ways to go, but the potential is there. Eric at home really likes Tariq too. I'm a huge fan of his, one of my risers. So we'll say 6'3", 210? Where his measurements?
I think
205. 205. Yeah. Okay, and you see the length that he has, the ball skills, his hitting ability too. Like it wasn't always just Rashad Wisdom hitting hard. Tariq hits super hard too. So I think this is somebody that's really going to rise up boards too and impress a lot of people. Is Tariq Woolen from UTSA. Again, he's raw, former receiver, only been playing corner for a little while, but he's 6'3", super long arms, very rangy. He can make a lot of good plays, good ball skills too, of course, with the receiver background. This is someone to keep an eye on. Let's hope he does well in man-on-man 1v1 drills.
Yeah, I think for every single corner that's here, those one-on-ones are going to be massive because look at the wide receiver talent. We've said this 17,482 times. The wide receiver talent is immaculate. The corner talent is also very good. These are going to be some fun matchups we're going to get this week.
Yeah, and you got to look at who he's facing because he's on the American team. So you're going to have this guy going up against Romeo Dubs, Braylon Sanders, Khalil Shakir, Christian Watson, Alec Pierce, and Bo Melton.
Oh, my.
Yeah, so these guys on the American defensive backs, they have their work cut out for them. And if they impress this week, they're really impressing because they're playing some studs at receiver.
That Watson matchup is going to be very interesting because they're both very big in stature.
You got your popcorn right?
I mean, hopefully they're selling it. I'm getting extra butter, extra salt. Might throw some M&Ms in there, and I'm having a field day.
Oh, M&Ms.
Yes, you've never thrown M&Ms in popcorn?
No.
Yes, it's sweet. It adds the sweet factor. You got the salty with the butter and the salt. You've got the
Minnesota thing if I ever seen one.
It is not a Minnesota thing. A Minnesota thing would be putting popcorn in a tater tot hot dish. Crickets. That's all my food takes every day. Crickets.
None of us are with you on this one, man.
No, I know people that put M&Ms in popcorn because it adds that like sweet and salty. It's that immaculate flavor profile, like chocolate covered pretzels. Pretzels have the salt and the crunch. The chocolate makes it sweet. I mean, those are just an elite snack. It's elite. Why'd you make my screen lower?
You deserved it for that.
No, I didn't.
Did we talk in depth about Trevor Penning?
I know we talked. I mean, we did, but we can talk more. He's a top 15 pick. He has.
We did do this shtick. We did do this.
I mean, Northern Iowa. Gotta love him. We can loop back for a quick second. I think he's the best tackle here. I think he's the best offensive lineman here. I think he has a chance to be the third tackle off the board. I think he is in that 10 to 15 range right now. You could easily see a team like Baltimore take him at 14. You could see the Vikings got Darsaw last year. Washington's in. Yeah, I think the first viable spot is 14 with Baltimore. If Ekem and Evan Neal are probably off the board in the top 7.
Wouldn't be surprised by Minnesota either, even though they could be looking at quarterback or defense. I wouldn't be surprised if they went with. Well, I guess they would more so focus on the interiors. Never mind.
Who does Jim Harbaugh want?
Oh, I wonder.
Maybe he wants a job.
Don Haskins. Oh.
Maybe he wants Cade McNamara.
Yeah.
He wants Mo Spates.
Oh. Okay.
Little throwback.
Yeah. Let's go. So the measurements and stuff are all cool, and we're dubbing some guys winners, but it don't mean much if you're not going to perform on the field. Yep. So let's talk about a guy I've wrote about a few times, Mac prospect from Miami of Ohio, Sterling Weatherford, who you never really call. He's more of a football player. When he was at Miami of Ohio, you never really called him a safety. You never called him a corner. You just call him a defensive back, or you just call him a defense. Like, he played everywhere, lined up everywhere, safety, corner. He was out there playing linebacker, edge. He would even line up at, like, he lines up everywhere, right? So he's coming in at 6'3", 230. What does that tell you? He put on weight because he's going out there and he's not playing DB. He's going out there to play linebacker. And we've seen transitions where these defensive backs go and play linebacker. Is this someone that we should keep an eye on this week? Is Sterling Weatherford?
Hold on. Yeah, I think we need to look at every DB. But I'm surprised you said 6'3". I thought he was shorter than that.
No, he's 6'3". I could go back to my article, too, from earlier in the season and see what is
6'3", so he's almost 6'4". Dang.
Yeah.
I thought he was closer to the 6'1", 6'2" range, but wow. Yeah, I didn't get to play him.
You didn't get to play him?
I got to see him play. I got to
Okay.
see him play. Um, yeah, I think he's one of those guys where like we know what he can do, but at the same time, can he do it? It's a weird debate, but you talked about it. He has the versatility, but can he do it? Like
And
it's like
it's
saying it's like saying I'm a jack of all trades, but I'm awful at all my trades. I'm not saying he's awful. I'm saying we're not 100% sure yet. This is gonna be a great week to prove it, but we don't know too much yet.
yeah. So
I think we're gonna learn a lot more this week. We're gonna learn at the Miami Pro Day. We're gonna learn at the Combine.
yeah, so he's someone that I wouldn't list as a riser because I don't know what he's going to be at the end of the week. I have no confidence, right? I'm just super excited to watch him play. I found the measurements from before the season. So he's 6'3" now, 230. Coming into the season, he was 6'4", 221. So he lost a little height, I guess, but he adds 9 pounds. He's really going to go out there and play linebacker and impress in that aspect. And you could have the great measurements and everything, but we need to see him play some dang good football this week, and he has the opportunity to showcase that. I think this is somebody, Sterling Weatherford, that we really need to watch. He redshirted in 2017. He's got plenty of pass defenses in his career. He's a good tackler, has so much speed. Yeah, he's a really good player. Elite range too. I think I said that. I meant to say elite closing speed is what I meant to say. I think that's someone that we should look to have a big week.
Yeah, it's a weird safety class because there's a lot of.
Hey, he's
Obviously.
linebacker.
Yeah, both kind of.
He's defense.
He is the defensive Taysom Hill.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That is an extreme disservice. I
Talk
apologize
about Boy
for that statement.
Mafe. Just talk about Boy Mafe.
Boye Mafe, my
Boye
guy,
Mafe. Can't speak.
Golden Valley Zone, Boye Mafe. I mean, a lot of people already know, but if you don't know, you're gonna know. This guy is an athletic freak. He is bigger than you. He's stronger than you, and he's faster than the fastest person you know. He's gonna be able to get to the quarterback with his athleticism. The one thing I want to see is him use that swim move that he's incorporated at a few times this year. When he uses that swim move, he's unstoppable.
He's stronger than me?
Liam, no offense, I think pretty much everybody at the Senior Bowl is stronger than you.
Even Cameron Dicker?
Have you seen that leg? I'm sorry, Liam. I hate to bring the bad news, but yeah, I don't see you competing with Leon O'Neal. Sorry.
Okay.
I hate to burst your bubble, but yeah, Boye Mafe, if he can use that swim move, my gosh, he's going to be a trouble in the NFL. You know what he's going to do? He's going to have quarterbacks staying up at night, not with like watching tape. They're going to be scared to go to sleep because he's so fast. He could run to their house and sack them in the sleep.
Oh, okay. So we've kind of glossed over so many prospects and talked about who we think is going to do good. There are other things that we can do here before we get off of this stream. Again, if you're still here or you're just joining in, feel free to comment. I think what we'll do now, I mean, we already talked about all our risers, right? We talked about we didn't talk much about Zappy. I'll let Zappy do the talking this week. We kind of went over everybody. We didn't really go in depth about some guys, but that's okay. I think what we'll do here is I don't know. What will we do?
We're thinking on the fly right here. We're cooking something up.
I think of closing here. I just don't know what we should do.
Well, you've been talking about closing speed, and we're not thinking of this closing with very much speed right now.
I'm slow.
How about this? We were talking earlier. What if we just did a quick top 10 mock?
Oh, yeah, we could.
A stream exclusive top 10. We're not going to do top
Wait,
32.
what? Well, let's just focus on Senior Bowl. What if we did top 10 players or something at the Senior Bowl?
I feel like that's kind of tough, to be honest.
Fine.
Because
Mock draft. I'm on the clock at 1. No, you're on the clock at 1. Who are you taking as the Jacksonville Jaguars?
I am taking. No, not gonna make that joke. I'm gonna take Evan Neal. Probably ends up being Ikem Ekwonu. I really like Ikem, but right now the pick is Evan Neal, and I really don't think it's close, especially with the edge rushers. You got to take a tackle here.
Senior Bowl week, so you know the Lions are out there at Senior Bowl. Dan Campbell looking for his guy, and his guy's not there. His guy is probably somewhere chilling, doing his own thing, training at times. It's Kayvon Thibodeau. You have to take Kayvon Thibodeau at 2. I still think he's the best player in the class. I really do. He is 6'5", 250. We'll see what he ends up measuring at the combine, but guy is a freak of nature. I think one thing that really gets overlooked is his versatility. Yeah, he's an edge rusher, but he's so versatile. We saw him in that game against Cal in that second half. He was ejected in the second half prior, so he didn't play in the first half against Cal. Oregon was struggling. The second Kayvon got on that field, everything changed. Whether he was rushing the passer and making Garber's life terrible, or he was dropping back in coverage and confusing everybody. Like he really can do it all. He's more than a one-trick pony, right? Work on his pass rush skills, get more refined, more skills to the arsenal. But I think I talked a little too much. I think we were trying to do this quickly, but yeah, Kayvon too to the Lions.
You mentioned you think Kayvon is the best player in this class, and I'm not going to fully disagree, but I think the best player in this class isn't from Oregon. I think he's from South Bend. I don't think I've said this yet. I think the best player in this class is Kyle Hamilton. I think.
Wow.
Who?
Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly. He may not be an elite football player, but he sure as heck is not an elite content creator.
No, he's not.
I mean, he's elite at getting interactions, just not the way you want to get them.
No.
I mean, good. No publicity is bad publicity unless you're Brian Kelly, doing the in the recruit thing. Like, my gosh, act like a head football coach.
Get you on Twitter, you're cooked.
Oh gosh, I do think Kyle Hamilton is the best player in this draft. I think he's got so much. He's got so much range for a guy his size. He's got elite coverage skills, elite ball skills. Like, I'm trying to think of something that he has that isn't elite, and I can't think of anything. He may not be an elite quarterback. Maybe he's not the best chef. Maybe he's not the. I don't know. I can't think of anything. I can't. Kyle Hamilton, I think he's the best player in this draft. I think we're undervaluing him a lot. I'm seeing some people have him fall towards 10. I think he gets picked by 3 or 4. I think he's that good. Someone's going to realize Houston's safety may not be the biggest need. Jets safety may not be the biggest need. But at the same time, if we're looking at talent, I think Kyle Hamilton rises to the top. I'm going to give Houston Kyle Hamilton. It's not the biggest need, but I think he's the best football player in this draft.
I don't like you. You stole my pick.
Tough.
Wait,
you should have traded up.
We had the same top 4 last time, didn't we?
I think we had the same. Yeah, because you had quarterback 5.
Yeah. So we had the same
6.
Top 4. So
and
I'm on the clock with the Jets. Nice. I'm on the clock with the Jets, and I'm cooked. My guy's off the board. Aiden Hutchinson's there. I'm not going to take Aiden. I think we just build up the offensive line. I think that's what the Jets really want to do. They're a threat, I think, to take Ekwonu if he's there or Neal if he's there. So let's take Ekwonu. Let's get an offensive line that now has the behemoth of Mekhi Becton with Ikem Ekwonu. Is that not scary?
What's scary is that you just stole my pick.
It's tough. Giants on the clock at 5.
I do believe that the Giants are committed to Daniel Jones for this year. I've never thought that they were going to take a quarterback. It doesn't make sense under a new head coach to then get your new quarterback, see what you got with Dabble, who we know he's developed a quarterback. So let's see what he can do with Daniel Jones. What you got to do is protect him. And I think your next best thing is either getting the best edge rusher on the board or just straight up defensive talent. They've got a talented defense, but there are a few players on there that I think we're kind of overvaluing. I'm not going to say who, but but I think 5, Ekem's off the board, Neal's off the board. This is a very tough spot for New York. I think you got to take Aiden Hutchinson here. He's second or third best edge rusher in this class. You would be kind of dumb not to take him here with Neal and Ekwonu being gone, unless, maybe you like Penning a lot, which I do.
So your phone call didn't ring? Your phone call didn't ring. Your phone didn't ring at 5?
My phone did ring, but the teams that wanted to move up, I was afraid that a few of the teams above me may take some players I liked. Like you could say Carolina in the market for an offensive lineman. I'm not taking quarterback. You got Aiden Hutchinson still on the board. You would have to offer me a decent amount.
Dude, I'm
to
on the
move
phone
back even.
Let me have this time, Andrew. Come on. We can't trade you 6, Ron. You're not happy about it? We can't trade you. We can't trade you 6. We're taking a quarterback. We moved down to 11. We're not getting our guy, Ron. He is hung up on me and cussed me out. We're taking Malik Willis at 6. We're transcending the Carolina offense. We're going full in, building around Malik Willis. Let's talk about DJ Moore is one of the better receivers in the league, and he doesn't get the production that he desires. He doesn't get the production that he deserves. Suddenly already training 6. Good reference. Your references are on point, bro. No, DJ doesn't get DJ needs a dang good quarterback, right? Let's get him Malik Willis and let's play DJ the way he needs to be playing, which is as an all-around receiver, not just as a one-trick pony going deeper, a one-trick pony in the intermediate game. Let DJ be the all-around receiver that he is. Let's get Malik Willis there to Carolina. Let's build the offense around him. Let's set him up for success. Let's get some offensive line help as the draft goes on, maybe free agency, take a receiver day 2. Let's do that. Well, let's take what?
Why would you take a receiver day 2?
Because we want to help Malik Willis out. We don't.
Did you forget about LSU legend and national champion Terrace Marshall Jr.?
I did not forget about Terrace.
Did you forget about Robbie Anderson?
I definitely didn't forget about Robbie Anderson.
Did you forget about the best running back in the league when everyone's healthy, Christian McCaffrey?
No, I didn't. I thought about getting a legit WR2 to help out Malik Willis, though. I thought about getting a guy. Maybe we add Khalil Shakir to the mix. Maybe we add.
I wouldn't hate that.
I also have to see when their second pick is because I know the Darnold train. Okay. They don't pick them around 4. I should have taken the trade, Ron. I should have taken the trade. They don't pick the round 4. Holy. So you're more so actually going to be looking at Jarrett Stearns. Maybe Christian Watson trade up in the late 3rd to get him. You're not looking at the guys I thought we could have been looking at with Khalil Shakir. So we'll take Malik Willis and we'll bank on getting Jarrett Stearns at 104.
You're possibly looking at a guy who had a great Shrine Bowl, Kyle Phillips in UCLA. That's
you mean
to look at. Oh
gosh! All right,
I've heard him compared to Debo, and I've heard him compared to Hunter Renfrow. Yeah.
Okay. You're on the clock at 7.
Hold on, I'm on the phone.
Oh, you don't have a phone? That's tough.
Yeah.
Holy.
Man, 7's a good spot, though. There's some good offense linemen on the board. Yeah, maybe a bit of a stretch, but they're super talented.
Oh, my God.
I understand you need a very talented quarterback, but
What team are you talking to?
they hung up on me. Oh, okay, someone else is giving me a call. Yo. Dang, that's an offer.
That's an
You know what?
2 seconds for number
Let
7.
me get back. Let me get back to you on that. That offer sucked. I'm taking the best offensive lineman here. It's a stretch, but the offensive linemen in this class are so talented. It's I hate that Aquanu wasn't available at 5. Charles Cross is there. Trevor Penning's there. It's a tad high for Penning. You could also look at best defensive player on the board here. You could look at Stingley, Sauce Gardner. I think Sauce Gardner is going to end up being the first corner off the board. Maybe you don't know about Blake Martinez being your long-term linebacker. This is going to be a stretch, but offensive line kind of has to be the play. I love Trevor Penning. I think he's quite possibly the third best tackle in this class. I wouldn't hate him at 7. I think he's that good. Linderbaum could possibly be in play. I think 7's a little high for center. You know what? Trevor Penning. Northern Iowa. Very easily could be the best defensive player on the board for whatever they feel. And then, but yeah, the offers weren't juicy enough. I felt that someone was trying to fleece me.
I don't know who you were on the phone with, guy. Can we get some insight on that?
You know, a team that isn't in the top 10 that may try to move up into the top 10 with this next pick.
There's a quarterback need. I heard maybe New Orleans was trying to move up from 18 to 7, perhaps. That's a steep drop, though, for the Giants. I don't think they should be in.
It's a steep drop, but you can still get a good offensive lineman at 18.
Yeah, when I look at the Giants, by the way, straight up, they need to stay at 5. And at 7, I'm not trading down, but if you're trading down, it can't be anywhere past 12.
You know who should trade down but trade up to 7 to get a quarterback? A team that has an okay offense line could probably be better. Great weapons, a defense that, you know, it was good in the past. They haven't hired a head coach yet. The Minnesota Vikings. Because Kirk Cousins isn't going to win you a Super Bowl. He's not.
Oh, man. Jimmy G's not going to win me a Super Bowl either. Oh, man. Washington football team's actually really going to be interested in Jimmy G. That's tough. So we're on the clock. We're on the clock at 8 now with the Falcons. I could see them fielding calls here. I really could. There is a vast amount of talent. They are in a weird spot. I still think they need to take a QB. Eventually, they need to figure out the long-term solution. I think Matt Ryan's done after next season. I think he was about as done could be this season. He has not looked good at all. They need to seriously consider taking a quarterback, but I don't think they do it. I think they'll go the free agent route, or they'll stink so much next year that they've got Bryce Young sitting in their lap. But what are we going to do here? Derek Stingley and Sauce Gardner are the two guys I'm between. I think I like Sauce more, but we're going to go to Stingley. We're going to go pair, as I did in my mock draft. We're going to pair. I stole your pick?
No, I'm upset you took Stingley over Sauce.
Yeah, I'm doing it because I'm looking at – I just think dude, I don't know. It's tough.
Potential Schmomenschel?
No, I love Sauce. Sauce is my CB1 too. But I just think with the...
He's your CB12?
No, he's my CB1.
You said CB1 too.
Oh my gosh. I think you're looking here at Atlanta, and I think they're going to be really high on Stingley. I think they're going to see a talent that really could have been top 2, top 3 in this class, especially, you know, with how he played as a freshman, right? And yeah, he has fallen off, but you're banking on what there was when you're picking Derek Stingley. You're banking on him to get back into that form. Low competition here for the best corner on the team with AJ Terrell. That could get the best out of Stingley, like it did with Ricks at times. We'll go with Stingley here. He's also a very versatile piece. We like that as well. So we're going to take him. We're going to consider it a value pick. We're gonna hope Ahmad Sauce Gardner falls all the way to 43 so we can get into Derek Stingley.
Man, I'm telling you, we want to get this deal done. We want to get this deal done. We think we have the great team. We think we got a great team here. He's the final piece. Y'all maybe have another player that we could take.
But it's Aaron Rodgers.
No, it's Taysom Hill. Sorry. Man, Goody, man, you're killing me. I need to keep this pick. All right, fine. If it gets the deal done, I'll give you the pick. All right. Fine, we'll give you the 7th. My gosh. All right. Deal done? Got it. All right. Green Bay, you're on the clock.
Such
Aaron
a
Rodgers.
weird.
Aaron Rodgers is
His
officially
own
a Denver.
team. What the heck?
Aaron Rodgers is officially a Denver Bronco. Who'd have thunk it? So Green Bay is now on the clock. Their biggest need for me is either WR2 or offensive tackle. I think if they lose both the Smith brothers, edge, you're also looking, but I love Rashawn Gary as a player. Could also look linebacker because I think Devondre Campbell's going to get a bag this year. So many places you could go. Charles Cross is on the – what?
I can't believe you trade up like that with your favorite team. It's just funny. I know it's realistic.
Well, okay. I will say this. 2 years ago, everyone clowns me for saying the Packers are going to trade up, and they traded up. Now, was it for the player I thought it was? Heck no. But they traded up. So, and also Gutekunst has traded up in all but like one draft he's been in for the first round. So he does have that tendency, and also trading, it wouldn't even be a trade up. You're just getting an additional pick.
Yeah.
So Green Bay at 9. I think the best player that also fits a need, as much as I would love to see Sauce Gardner opposite Jair Alexander.
Do that.
Okay, hold up.
Do
Sauce
that.
Gardner.
You're thinking of that when you say it, then you say it, and then you're like, wait, yeah, we have to do that to pick us.
That would be the best cornerback tandem we've seen in ever. But I'm going to give them one of my favorite defensive prospects. Fits a need once Devondre Campbell leaves. Devin Lloyd out of Utah.
That's fun, but it's not as fun as Jair, dude. What?
Oh my gosh. Or I could have gone Rashawn Gary and George Karlaftis.
Yeah, dudes.
If Trevor Penning is on the board at 9, I seriously would consider him.
I just love the thought of having two nasty and super elite corners.
And then you get Stokes in the slot with that athleticism.
You should pick Sauce.
That's a no-fly zone.
Yeah, you should have picked Sauce.
I should have, man. Missed opportunities.
Guess who just picked Sauce at 10? The New York Jets. Thank you, Tony Richardson. We just got Sauce Gardner at 10, as we do in my most recent mock, where we get Kyle Hamilton and Sauce Gardner. Our Jets, our Jete football Jets, select Ahmad Sauce Gardner, cornerback, Cincinnati, the best cornerback in the class in our opinion.
Yeah,
he's a freak. So with this class, we're getting Ike Mekwonu at 4 and Sauce Gardner at 10. A plus.
The NFC East is really
the NFC.
The NFC East has just a chance to get such a great class. You have the Giants who have 2 top 7 picks. You have the Eagles who have 3 top 20 picks. You've got Washington who could take a great quarterback at 11. And then you've got Dallas who will probably mess it up if we're being real. I don't know why. I just think Dallas is going to take – they're going to be the Vegas of this draft. Mike Mayock is no longer with Vegas. You know what? Maybe they take – I don't know. Who could be available at 24 that just should not touch? I don't know.
They shouldn't touch at 24.
Yeah, maybe.
Jordan Davis. Maybe.
Okay.
I like what? I mean, there's great receiver talent that they shouldn't touch either.
Well, I mean, if they lose Gallup and
No,
Amari Cooper doesn't want to be there,
Cedric
you're with CD and what, Cedric Wilson?
So if Cooper's gone, then then maybe they could look into that.
I think Cooper is gone. I think he wants out.
I think I'd get out of there if I was him too. I want to go be the
Who wouldn't
WR1.
get out of Dallas?
If you're keeping Cooper though, and Gallup's just gone, or you're keeping Gallup and Cooper's just gone, I don't think you need to add, because I think Cedric took on too big of a role this season that would suggest them adding a receiver at any point in the first 2 days.
I mean, I don't know. I think that this receiver class is so good that you can have that need and still not take them rounds 1 or 2.
Bad. Or they need an interior.
You know what they need that they don't. You know what they need that they don't have? A good corner.
Yeah, Kyrie Elam, Trent McDuffie. Who'd you say? Oh, you were doing the Diggs thing. Never mind, I got you.
Yeah, I think in the last mock I had them taking Actually, I might have had them taking a safety, but
I had McDuffie. You had Daxton Hill. I don't see the safety thing.
I do. I think their safeties are just. I think the problem is the safeties are probably going to fall to round 2. Like, I'm kind of viewing the safety class outside of Kyle Hamilton as the same as the 2020 safety class. We didn't have a dominant one. Like,
I wish Brandon was in this class.
I mean, after the year he had,
it'd be tough, but he's still such a stud, and now he
would be in the Brisker, Scene, Petrie, McKinney range. What?
Oh, I didn't do anything. I think that's fair. I agree with that.
No, you laughed, but okay.
Oh, I coughed.
Oh, well, your cough sounded a lot like laughs.
Okay, thanks.
But, like, with the 2020 class, unless you called Isaiah Simmons a safety, which he just wasn't at Clemson.
Football.
He was linebacker with occasional slot and edge. Played a decent amount of safety, but mainly linebacker. It's like, outside of Kyle Hamilton, there's no true, like, next guy. Like, we know the next guy for a lot of these positions. We know the next tight end. We know the next offensive tackle. We know the next everything besides safety. Like, in 2020, you could have, I mean, I had Winfield as my number 1. I'll take that. Then you had Duggar, you had Delpit, you had Chin, you had McKinney.
Yeah. I like Duggar. Like you, Winfield was also my S1.
When he was my player 1.
Oh, my bad, Houston.
I remember tweeting out he's going to be top DB in 4 years, and I'm not hating that play right now.
Tyler was my player 1.
Yeah. Great run blocker, by the way. Great run blocker, Tyler Johnson.
I hope he did start catching the football again.
You know, I remember Alan Lazard had a tough time catching the ball last year. He hit the jugs. He was great. If Tyler Johnson hit the jugs machine, you'll be good, kid.
He hit the jugs.
Hit the jugs.
It sounds funny. I don't know. What do you want to do now?
Have you ever used the jugs machine? Those things are sick.
No, I played quarterback, so I never worried about that.
Oh, you were the jugs machine. Sorry.
I worried about throwing 60 yards down the field. Yeah.
You mean 6?
60.
16?
60.
60 feet?
60. Rocket arm.
60. Okay, Carson Strong.
No, I could throw it a good 56. 53. 38. I can throw it 30 plus. There's no way you're expecting me like this. I actually throw a good football.
And hey, I've got the best hands on earth, and that's not even a joke. My
So
sixth grade gym teacher said I
Trevor,
had the best hands in the class. So
such a
that was
weird thing to hear from a sixth grade gym teacher. We're clipping this after. That didn't happen.
I just realized that context. That sounds bad.
So weird.
But I was the Odell. I was the Odell in my class. So
Also make it sound better.
I was Odell. I was going to a Super Bowl.
Okay. I was thinking of the number 2 stuff, but all right. So
No, I didn't stink.
okay, but what was I thinking of? Dang, do you want to just go through 14 picks or what?
Yeah, we can do 14 because actually, let's just do 20 because I actually want to talk about Philly.
Okay.
Let's
Matt
do 20
Corral.
more.
Why say Matt Corral? Washington football team. You're on the clock at 11. Malik Willis is the lone QB gone.
Hold up. What's wrong with Rivera? If you think I'm taking a trade here, you're dumb. Give me
that was a good impersonation.
Yeah, give me Pickett. Come on. Let's speed this up. Give me Pickett.
Pickett. All right, Vikings at 12.
They're probably irritated that Sauce and Stingley are gone. They need a cornerback.
I could take Andrew Booth here, or I could take Linderbaum, or I can take Karlaftis.
And Jeopardy music here.
Andrew Booth.
I've seen a few mocks with him not in the first round, and I'm kind of surprised.
But yeah, with Jeremiah.
Actually, more than Jeremiah.
Yeah, I mean, it's nuts.
I mean, he knows more than we do.
He does?
I mean, we know the most out of everybody, but come on.
You're up at 13 with the Cleveland Browns.
The Cleveland Browns. All right, Cleveland. Your quarterback sucks. Your wide receiver core kind of sucks. Got a great offense line, great running backs. You know, that defense is definitely something you can build on. Man, this receiver class. My phone's buzzing. I got to turn it on silent.
That wasn't a phone call from another GM.
Oh no, it probably was. Who was it? That was Roseman.
Oh.
What is he doing? Oh, no, whatever.
Light?
It's buzzing again. Urban. I don't know what Urban's doing. Garrett Wilson, my WR1.
Garrett Wilson to the Cleveland.
I want to make one quick comment. Garrett Wilson's release is as smooth as butter that's been in the microwave for 10 seconds. Like, it's not melted, but it's so smooth that you can just give it a slight whisper and it's gone. It's that smooth. It's so smooth you can't touch it or else it's gone.
Oh, he's disgusting in every facet of the game. Getting giddy with excitement thinking about WR1. What about our pick with the Baltimore Ravens at 14? You know what? Trevor Penning is off the board. That was going to be our guy. We could take Tyler Linderbaum here. We could consider it. Would be kind of nasty thinking about Lamar running with Tyler Linderbaum 40 yards downfield. But we're going to take Charles Cross. I think Charles is the play here. We need to really upgrade our pass protection. We're going to take Charles Cross at 14.
All right, so we got back-to-back Philly picks. And that's kind of interesting because there are two teams past Philly that have a few of the needs that Philly has. Linebacker, wide receiver being the main two. So some people may not think Nakobe Dean is worthy of, the top 15 pick because he's 6 foot. You know what I say to that? You're dumb. Nakobe Dean, linebacker, Georgia.
We talked about Nakobe a good bit earlier too, so that's cool. Next up, the Philadelphia Eagles again. And it's a by the way, it's a phone number from the same area code. So weird. Yeah. I think I got a planted scout in Pittsburgh. That's not good. They want to trade up. The Steelers want to trade up for Carson Strong. That's what they're telling me. They said it straight up blatantly. And I hung up on them.
Ring, ring, ring,
Trade
ring.
Also,
Ring, 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 ring. Liam, I think your phone's buzzing.
Oh, it is. Hey.
Hey. I know you just declined our call, but we think there's a guy on the board that we want.
Okay. Who are you? You don't introduce yourself?
I'm the IRS.
That's not true. Yeah, so you just took Nakobe at 15 for Philly. We're obviously picking Tyler Linderbaum. It's an obvious pick here. Upgrade that center position. Let Landon play at guard. Easy work. We still pick at 19 too, where you could do whatever you want. That's your pick. I'll let you do it. But yeah, so 15, 16 there is Nakobe and Linderbaum for Philly.
Ring, 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 ring.
Why do you say ring, ring?
All right, man. We need this guy. You know, Philly was being dumb. We need this guy. All right, fine. Okay. We'll give you the pick. And the player? Fine. Okay, you can have all the Heinz ketchup you want. Okay. You're going to use it to distract Mahomes? What? Okay, deal's done. Pittsburgh just traded up. They're afraid that New Orleans is going to take their guy, Mr. Sam Howell, North Carolina, going to Pittsburgh.
At 17.
Yes.
My good friend Obey that hates your guts. We are now up at 18 with the New Orleans Saints pick. Mr. Payton is gone. Taysom Hill will not be playing quarterback next season under my watch. Michael Thomas, Mr. Slant Boy himself, you've got a quarterback that can throw slants, back shoulder throws, the deep ball if you want to go deep. Mike Carson Strong is coming to New Orleans at 18. We weren't going to sit around and wait for Bailey Bree Zappi. We're taking Carson Strong right now at 18. He's got, of course he is.
The only reason now, I love Carson Strong. I think he's a great arm. He's got a great arm. Underappreciated.
Interview on behalf of the Saints, he said, "My knee is better than ever."
Underappreciated pocket presence. I mean, you look at the Saints. You look at their cap. I mean, people are gonna. I know some Saints fans that are gonna be like, "Oh well, Loomis did it last year. He'll do it again." No, he won't. It's just you're 76 mil in the red. You lost a decent amount of talent last year, but because you weren't the worst team, you're like, oh, look at Mickey Loomis. He did this amazing job. Well, now you're 76 mil in the red. You have less talent. You have more players that you're going to have to cut or trade less because you already restructured everybody. A lot of people aren't going to take restructures again because they can get more money elsewhere. I don't understand how people think the Saints team is going to be anything but bad next year. They're losing Terron Armstead in free agency. That's a guarantee. The only locks for talent they have next year, like Alvin Kamara and Marshon Lattimore.
So you're not going quarterback here if you were picking?
Oh, no, I would 100% go quarterback. That's why I said I really liked the pick, is because quarterbacks are going to cost you the most money.
I really like the pick. Oh, thank you, man.
Yes, I like the pick of quarterback.
Thank you. I'll tell you.
And with who's off the board, yeah, I'd take Strong.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we're on the same page, and now you're on the Philadelphia Eagles pick at number 19. Ring, 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 ring.
Oh, my phone's ringing.
Yeah, I knew it. I sensed it.
Yo. Extra large pepperoni, and a side of bread.
The pizza place called you. What? Moron.
You got the 2-liter Coke? All right. I'll pay you at the door. That's it. Sorry. Pizza guy. We go way back.
Oh, really? It was the pizza guy.
Wide receiver. Devontae Smith, great player. You know who's a great player as well? Mr. Just all around 8-game playing, Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year winning. Great player. I think I already said that. USC, Drake London.
Goes 19 to Philly. Thank you, by the way, and for saying I'm not weak. We had apparently the guys at the Senior Bowl are stronger than me, so I'm just a weak guy.
They're Carson stronger than you.
Pierre stronger than me. Tough.
That's the Shrine Bowl.
Oh yes, it is. Of course, we know that. Come on, man.
Right. You get the Chargers.
Steelers pick. It's the Chargers because this guy keeps trading picks. So now I'm up with the Chargers at 20. And there's a lot of ways I could go here. David Ojabo still on the board. Karloftis is gone, right? No, he's still there.
Karloftis. Well, I made a mistake.
There. You should have picked him for the Eagles. Doofus, want to go back in time?
No, I don't regret my pick.
No, because you can't do it.
No, because Nakobe Dean is that good.
Well, I was talking about for the London pick just now.
No, I don't regret any of my picks. My picks are always great. They're all going to be Hall of Famers, and I'm always right.
Okay. So what we're going to do here at 20 with the Chargers, I think we're just going to have to take Karloftis. I think it's a really good value pick. We'll add to a fearsome defensive front with some really good edge rushers, so we'll go with that. Well, not fearsome front in the run game, but
you know, I completely off topic for LA. If they go tackle in the first round or just any offensive lineman, if they trade up to 48, I would love to see Federico Mathis on that team.
Yeah, of course you would.
I'd like to see Mathis on. I'd like to see him on any team, but I think for a Chargers team that struggled so much on the defensive interior, having Mathis, not only he can definitely stop the run, but where you're gonna see him make his money is against the pass. And you know what? You've got another pass rusher on that line. Going to make things a lot easier when Mathis is eating up consistent double teams.
Very true.
Joey Big Bear Bosa.
Yes. Now, I don't know. Do you want to keep picking? I don't know what you want to do.
It is 11:30. I have to be up by 8.
Okay.
And I have a little bit of homework I have to do, but who cares about that? Class sucks.
Who cares about homework? Yeah, that's facts. Okay, so we're about done here. It was a very long stream. 3 hours.
We were planning for this to be an hour, and we went 2:37.
We ramble a lot as we are now, so yeah, we're done. But thank you so much, everyone who showed up and showed out. Appreciate you all for coming out here. And I don't know. You have any last words?
No Cowboys want my money back. Take a corner.
Okay. So yeah, thank you all. Oh.
What?
Fine, Cowboys. We skip picks 21, 22, 23. You have just selected Kyer Elam or Trent McDuffie. It's your call, Aiden.
Or you traded up and you took Sauce Gardner at 2.
Sure. But yeah, we're done here. So thank you all for showing up. Appreciate you all, and we'll see you every day this week. We have nightly Senior Bowl recap streams. Andrew's in Mobile. So we'll be going through how his day was tomorrow and what he saw, getting a first very inside look at the Senior Bowl.
Actually, Liam, that is incorrect. The game and practices are outside. It will be a very outside look.
Appreciate you all. See ya. Appreciate you all. Thank you.